You find like old boxes of stuff that literally haven't been opened since the last move.
Oh my god.
True that.
So, if you guys mildly want a funny story, remember the Death Reaper wings?
Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
So,
No.
Wait, what?
when
The California Reaper. No, the
Oh,
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina
I thought we were
Reaper.
still talking
So-
D&D.
no, when we were in Vegas, we got Carolina Reaper.
Oh, I know.
Wings, and they
Oh.
destroyed us. And I was telling Gavin about them, and I'm like, "You have to try them." So I go down, I do a pre-order, I pick them up, and I give them to him, and I watch as he eats one, and he's like, it's not that spicy. And he just keeps eating and eating and eating and eating. And I'm like, what the shit is happening? And I look over his shoulder, and you know how ours were like super red and sticky and looked
Yeah.
like death?
Yeah.
These were like barely dusted.
Oh,
That's bullshit.
And I'm like, I have to go back.
Wow.
So,
You should have like next time you order them, tell them wet. And
Yes.
then yeah.
Because I was eating them and I was like, see, this is what I was expecting to have happen, not that bullshit in Vegas.
so for
But
Obi
you
and Dagon's
see-
sake, we met up with them technically the next day when they ordered that. But Paris and I stopped at this place called Eddie's World, and they had Carolina Reaper beef jerky. So, unbeknownst to either of us, we both ate super fucking spicy shit the night before, and all of our stomachs were a fucking wreck the next day.
And had
Like every place we
It was
went,
just-
it was
shit the
like
next day.
splattered with like
Yeah.
15 minutes in the bathroom here, 15 minutes in the bathroom here, and there was like 7 of us with hurt tummies.
Oh my god.
It was horrible.
Lovely.
It was real bad.
It was ridiculous.
Adam, you streaming OBS.
Oh, I know.
We ready to do this?
Probably not.
Yes.
I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
Have we actually figured out the actual
Sword?
things? Yeah.
Stabby
Yeah.
stab?
Yeah.
The chop
Yep.
chop?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
so-
think so.
But just to confirm, the 2d6 is as soon as he pops Crimson right, yeah? Or
Yes,
Crimson.
Hell yeah, go
It's
big or go
actually-
home.
Oh yeah, we actually they
Yeah,
call
so-
it Crimson right.
You either eat the spiciest shit
Well,
that makes you have spicy shit,
so
or not.
okay, so he can pop Crimson Bright, and then as a reaction, he can give himself advantage.
Yes.
Real quick, the person in chat's name is Rita Firestarter, and we
Yep.
were talking about super spicy poops, and name checks out.
Yeah, that's Rita for you.
How long were you streaming, Adam?
Eat spicy
Uh,
shit,
past
become
3.5
dragon.
minutes.
Yes.
So pretty much from the beginning of the Carolina Reapers.
Normally, we have to watch out for the breath weapon and the tail. This
God
one,
damn it,
it's
Adam.
both sides, or the same side.
Okay. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm like looking all over. I'm like, where's my phone? It's right there. Okay. Let me.
Oh my god, I forgot how my character talks.
Uh,
You're just an old man. You don't have to remember.
okay.
Luckily, I spent the last week with my dad, so I'm all brushed up on the.
All right. So, 2 weeks ago in SteamWorld Forge, the Breakfast Club did some things. And I think that's the extent of it. Let's see. Now, what actually happened? You defeated the stone statues inside the temple beneath the solarium in Drescaria. You, after someone may or may not have accidentally or purposefully tried to defile said temple grounds, um, before incurring the wrath of whatever divine energy seemed to have been stored there.
Lance.
You
I know nothing.
did learn some stuff about some things, as I recall.
We learned a lot of stuff about a lot of things, but I don't recall any of it.
Indeed. Fuck. What was it? You had learned like a lot of the history of the world, sort of thing, like history of the world as recorded by dragons. You had found a elevator in the central solarium chamber that seemed to have been locked, and another sort of gateway or portal to something somewhere else that had looked like it had been hastily resealed. Through your investigation, I believe you guys had learned that Nitresian, the Forge Guardian, had been resealed back into his tomb or area after being freed for an untold amount of time. This was corroborated by the Speak with Dead of a companion who seemed to have a familiarity with Bill, who pointed the finger as whatever happened was his fault. What were the other questions that you asked that thing? I don't remember.
I asked,
Well-
who do you serve? What is your relationship to Bill? Who do you know this person to be? Since we got
Yeah.
trolled on the previous answer.
Yeah,
Why was the Forged Dragon released, and what is locked away in the solarium?
yeah.
I like to point out she was a bitter lover. So,
Yeah.
I also, because of my epic note taking, know that Ulgard is a cool dude that hired us to get rid of the hippies.
dang, I don't even know if I was there. What is happening?
That was
Long time ago.
that was Ulfgar, and that was he's like the
The Marshal of
senior engineer of the railway connecting the Underbarrow, specifically Barrowden and the surrounding territories and cities in the Underdark, to the surface world. Also one of the people that you rescued their children from the circus attack at the very start of this campaign.
There was a circus? No, I'm kidding.
There was.
Not that bad.
I know it's been some time. Let's see what else happened.
You didn't have a memory problem then, Dagan.
Bill found another flower, similar to the one that he had awakened with that one time. From your best recollection, I believe from a few of you, you've managed to piece together that this flower only comes from one area that you know of, and an area that seems to be of some historical significance to Bill, a Yarmskuld up in the north.
Isn't that also where his granddaughter is?
Alleged granddaughter, but yes. Harrow's prevailing theory is that Des is the granddaughter, and that that's right. I forgot. Like, it's been bad. Like, I haven't given D&D any thought for like 2 weeks, which is unusual because it's just been crazy. So it's like I'm like, fuck, man. Like I don't even remember what's going on. So I'm sorry because I can only imagine.
All
um.
right.
Uh.
We learned about like how Elrock became Tessarian.
Yeah. Gary had cast Legend Lore on Icterion, I believe, getting some of the lore. Was it Icterion or
I cast legend lore
onto Saren?
Mhm.
onto Saren, yeah.
Yeah, and that you learned that it was like that he had been like nobility before falling from grace. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but he was like they were one of the first families to um establish contact with the kind of newcomers as um the Warwetian Empire or the Warwetian Republic was beginning its spread, and they were like the emissaries of the Underbarrow to come forward and pledge their allegiance to them. There was like a bloody, brutal uprising that resulted in his family's death, and his subsequent um, recruitment into um, what would be known as the um, Order of the Pyre. Um, so I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I should have. If I didn't, then Harrow got a message from Bill's alleged granddaughter stating that a contract had just been put out on Levi. And as a courtesy heads up, this was your warning, and Dez's only recommendation was to go make a case to the Mistress of Pain on behalf of the Umbra Dawn for Levi's soul, so to speak. I believe you had also requested the reinforcements of the town. Rami and the other remaining
Coin jumpers.
yeah. I can't like remember anything. Fact. Where are they? Um. What is this? Like the other wardens and keepers of like Shaharat and the various elements that had attempted to find their one of their wayward member, so to speak. So I believe we had left off in that central chamber still. No, you guys had made it back
Yeah,
home.
we were home in our quarters because
That's
I
right.
did the true sight on Levi to see,
To
and
show Gary,
yeah,
but you saw nothing.
there was nothing there, but there was some sort of scry spell, with the flower
I also used locate object
on the
for
blue.
no reason.
Um, Was it on the flower?
It was like by the vase or something near the flower.
Yeah,
I
there
think.
was like a scrying sensor, like visible to you, in like in
It's
your
the same one that was like floating around us a bunch.
Mm, not necessarily.
like floating around in the armament, but this one, like, whereas before it had been like seemed like it had been actually targeting someone, this one seems to just be kind of in this armament.
Okay.
As you kind of stand there with the lantern out watching, you do watch it kind of brush off down the hall, kind of its own accord.
Can Harrow do like a full inspection of the place to see if there's anything else like that?
Sure. Let's see. Not that you, I would say, I'll go ahead and roll an investigation check.
That is a 14.
You're fairly confident that you don't find anything else other than that, if you kind of like walk down the halls like with the lantern lit, you don't see any other sources that are like standing out to you.
Okay.
After a couple minutes, or after maybe only about a minute, as you like just kind of head off, like search the other rooms real quick, as you're like heading back to where you had seen that scrying sensor like move off, you can see it like hovering in the like central area of this armament, and then just kind of you watch it just kind of like glitter and vanish.
Gary, is there a way to make that not happen?
You mean the little scry things?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. We can dispel it, but whoever created it can just make a new one.
Do you have a way to like reverse scry? Or have you heard of anything like that?
I mean, no and no. Honestly, you've known me for a while now. Does that seem like something I would really know how to do?
No, but it's kind of a crap shot. You know, it's better to ask and get a no than not ask at all.
I could dispel it, but
It looks like
I
it
can
already
only do
went
that so
away.
many times, and chances are whoever's making them can do that more times than I can dispel them, so...
And not to mention, you have to actually be actively aware that, oh yeah, we're being scryed upon right this instant.
Well, yeah, I have to be able to see the sensor thing, and we can only use the lantern so many times a day. Then I just like wait 10 minutes and then do it again.
It's like, I kind of hope it's just the Primarchs or their intelligence bureau. Just making sure that
Actually, hold on, let me pull up.
because yeah, we definitely have done a few things to benefit them in the recent past, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't fully trust us yet.
No, that's true. I feel at this point we've got a lot of people against us, and that's hard to tell.
Nope. I was thinking there might be a like one of the options for Hallow. Might be able to get rid of scrying, but it does not. So yeah, there's nothing I can do about that.
What about, like, Harrow's necklace thing that Bobby's wearing? We'll, like, snuggle up together and it works on all of us.
Levi's got it.
Oh, Levi, my bad. Well, like, what if he, like, jumps on my back? Would I be non-Scrabble?
Yeah, but only as long as you're carrying him, so.
Oh, I can do that for a fuck ton of time.
And only if they're looking at you from behind.
I was on my back, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
I mean, you might want to actually, like, carry him in front of you, that way they can't see your face.
But I'm gorgeous.
I object to this plan. No.
We'll get
No.
you like a little baby Bjorn, and you can just
That's
carry
not
him
how-
on your chest.
I'm gonna try to pick him up like a baby.
Lex,
I
this
fucking
isn't
swear.
how that works.
How dare you?
It's a test. It's
No!
systematically trying out science stuff.
Lance, it only works for the person who's wearing it. No one else. There's no radius.
And
no
if I wore, like,
area.
Levi as a backpack, then both of us would be protected.
Is
The math
Lance
checks
still
out.
trying to pick me
I
up?
think he's got you there.
Yeah,
That's
I'm trying to pick you
why-
up.
Then I am fucking vampiric biting you.
God.
God damn it, dude, I told you not to fucking try to drink my blood. Just ask.
And I told you not to freaking pick
Motherfucker,
me
that
up.
hurts.
Just like 2 little puncture marks right there. Like missed the gut, like anything vital, kind of like down more towards your shoulder. But there are 2 little like welled up like pools of blood that just kind of like slowly trickle out.
Fucking hell, man, how many times you gotta go through this? Need blood? Just ask.
Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't ask to get picked up.
Yeah, and you didn't ask to fucking bite me again, asshole.
I think we're learning a thing about consent
My thoughts exactly.
on both parties.
It's called
I think
self-defense.
If anything we've learned in the last 24 hours, it's that people should always ask before picking other people up.
Well, I did. I said I was gonna pick him up.
I did not give you permission to pick me up.
Stating your intentions and asking are 2 different things.
But it's for the group. It's science. Fine. Levi, can I pick you up for science?
No.
Well, what the fuck, man?
Don't give me that bullshit.
Alright, well, Levi doesn't want to do science. Can you please, consent to giving Harrow the necklace thing so I can pick her up?
Levi looks at Harrow like, do we really gonna do this?
Don't. It's a one user only thing. It doesn't protect anybody else except the person that physically has it on.
Are you the one who made it? Do you know that for a fact? I don't know how this
I'm
shit
the one
works.
that used it.
Yeah,
What if we
I
put
use
a
the
really
John.
long chain on it and we wrap it around 2 people's heads at once?
Ooh, yeah,
Then who gets the effect?
that's a good call. Ooh,
I
we can
will
do like.
attempt.
Good.
I will attempt to take a long rest while this is happening.
It's just like feels like you wake up, hear everybody arguing. Nope. Just
Yeah, it's like, isn't this?
Didn't we just wake up from a long rest?
Yeah, we
I
just
still have
did.
2 exhaustions left. I'm trying
Fair
my
enough.
best. I can barely walk unless Adam wants to carry me through battle.
Depends.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
have
only,
that?
perfect.
yeah,
Throw-
only if
throw
you're
on the
wearing a
necklace.
necklace.
You thought that wheelchair was a joke. That's where Bill's gonna end up before the end of this campaign.
But it'll be all souped up.
I have a place where I put my sword, like a joust type thing.
Little
Uh,
jetpack.
Okay. So
Who needs a wheelchair when we got a forklift? Just tie your sword to the forklift front.
Oh,
there you
shit.
go. All right. So what are you guys doing?
The ship's still being repaired, right? For how many more days?
If you wake up, or I guess you could just Rocky Talkie Phasmas.
Yeah.
To which he will notify you that you've got about another day before the ship is ready.
Right.
We must help our police officer. He has a warrant for his arrest. We must travel north or south.
Yes, north.
We must travel
I
north
thought it was east.
and east. And
What about west?
We may have to go west. I don't have a map. I am not a cartographer.
Ooh, Gary is.
It's the first time Bill hasn't taken a profession upon himself.
Gotta know your limits, guy.
As I was saying it, I felt like, oh, maybe he should pretend he is, but
So
All right, so
Nobody knows
we've
what
got
Bill's done in
another
his
day
past
before
lives.
the ship is done getting repaired. Can we take a day of rest and relaxation to run around and
Yeah.
gather up on supplies and stuff?
Sure.
am I allowed to take another long rest, or do I have to?
No, it's one per day.
Yeah,
Well, you
but
can
did
take
I
one
sleep
at the
for
end of
next
this day.
If I slept till 11:59 at night and woke up 2 minutes later, this isn't Gremlins.
I mean, I'm not gonna say
No,
that you just can't. I mean, it depends on how you want to rest and recuperate. I mean,
Like,
I'll
you can
put-
certainly sleep, but you won't get any benefits
Yeah.
from it.
yeah.
Aside from just sleeping.
True.
It takes a short rest to attune to an item, yeah?
Yeah, in an hour.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
then I'm
you could do it as part of your long rest. It's fine.
Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna like spend like 2 hours just to freaking first attune to the brooch of shielding, and then the band of vigor.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's
How
still
many-
like early, right?
And then so that leaves you with one attunement slot. So I don't know if you have anything else or not.
No, that I'm full up because Braces of the Arcart.
Bracers. Okay.
If we are taking a day of rest, I would like to go shop.
All right.
Same.
Ooh.
I mainly just want to find more health potions.
Okay. And what are you looking for?
I'm looking specifically for any magic staves that I can find,
Magic stabs.
but also a wand of cure wounds, if that would exist any.
I believe we had gone over the wands, and it's only been like a day since you went looking the last time, I believe.
I think I looked for staves last time.
Yeah.
But I would see if I would even go so far as to take the teleporty circles to the capital and look there, since we know we can't find one in the city.
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna give myself guidance. How do I roll an extra d4? Three. So 18 total.
18. That's pretty good. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Oops. Where is this? This is my history. Oh, everything's so difficult. I haven't looked at anything in so long. There we go. Here we go. All right. So with an 18, it does take you some time. But you did get those fancy little like necklaces, and using that to kind of brute force your way helps you tremendously into, you are no longer just an out of place, like tourist in these parts. Like you actually, people kind of write you off, and you kind of like have to flash your medallion. And then you definitely like watch people's demeanor change, and you like immediately get a lot more respect. Still takes you a while before you are able to track down a magic shop by the name of the magic shop is the Thistle and Stone. When you go inside, there's a small goblin working the desk behind there. And through your communication with this individual, you do find a staff of healing available for purchase.
Staff of healing. Interesting. How much for the staff of healing?
Because of your connections in the city and the medallion that you carry, the price for that staff of healing comes out to 3,950 gold pieces.
I will hop on the Rocky Talkies.
I need
And,
money.
Well, no, I have all of the money. I just don't want to spend it because it's the party money. I will ask if anybody has any objections to me spending some monies on a staff of healing.
How much money do we generally have in the fund?
We have 19,766 gold.
I'm fine with healing.
Me too.
Oh, Lord knows we need it recently.
Yep. Alright. I will. Said it was 3,700?
950.
3,950.
Or
I'm
395 platinum.
I'm assuming I'm getting the Friends of the Empire with benefits rate?
You are.
I will pay the 3,950 gold.
Yeah, there's like a automatic 20% discount.
I will take the staff back to the hideout. I will try to figure out how it works. And by that I
Okay.
mean I will attune to it.
Okay. And I believe it is in the DMG,
Mm-hmm.
so it should be on D&D Beyond.
Harrow would like to go looking for like an ammunition store because they seem to do cool stuff with metal, and just wondering if there's anything out there different, and just kind of looking.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
That's a 10.
A 10. I mean, it's ammunition as you were looking for it is not exactly what you end up finding here in Shaharat. It's a lot more, I would say, organic in nature. Rather than it being, like bullets and metal weaponry and implements are a little bit frowned upon.
Then in that case, if she could just find supplies needed to make some ammunition.
Like gunpowder and basic,
Right.
like, I guess, like raw materials, like you could find. You do find like this it's called the Shaper, and this shop specifically, like, as you're kind of like trying to find ammunition, you do find 5 bullets, but they are seed shot. It is +1 ammunition, but it causes difficult terrain in a 10-foot radius on a hit.
Yes. How much is it?
Those are going to be 100 apiece.
100 apiece.
100 apiece.
Okay. And is it on a hit that it causes difficult terrain, or just
Like, like, as long as you don't miss what you're aiming at, basically. But it's basically like when it hits, it causes difficult terrain in the 10-foot, like, in a 10-foot radius.
okay? I'll take 2 of those.
Okay. It's basically like when the bullet hits, they're just like, they look like little seeds. So you, like, you that about fit the same size of your barrel of your gun that you can kind of like stuff down in there with wad and powder and kind of, form your own little cartridge with it if you wish, alternatively. But it basically, like, on impact, just kind of like splatters, and all those little fragments of wood and seed, when they hit the ground, they sprout little vines that, are like thorny and stick.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll take 2.
And it only lasts for like until your next round. So,
Okay.
like the duration's pretty quick. They kind of like sprout and then wither.
Okay. I'll take it.
So you can
Okay.
add 2 seed shot to your inventory.
Right. Then let me.
I believe it doesn't +1 ammunition. It basically just it's not 2 hit. It's only damage.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it's just damage +1, basically.
Okay. I don't think I need stuff to make bullets because apparently I have a shit ton of bullets. I forgot I bought a bunch when
Yeah.
the gun was made because I was like, that's 100 bullets per round. Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. You're.
yeah, okay, then
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Anybody else looking for anything?
Yeah, just healing potions.
Um,
If I could find greater healing, that would be lovely.
Let's see. Roll an investigation check.
Oh no. Four.
4. Well, just like your roll, you do manage to find 4 just standard healing potions.
Alright. How much are they?
Say I want to say they're 50 a piece.
Well, that's standard and normal price, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Say
How much are they? The
50.
potions?
50 each.
well, but being as friends of the Empire, you only pay 40, so it's 160 for all 4.
Cute.
Oh, I need to stock up on gunpowder too.
Okay.
While it was out.
I believe there is also a buttload on the ship. So.
Yeah, but that's
So the big
Harrow
cannons
gets
there.
real cranky when I start messing with that. So I'll just go find my own,
Okay.
and I'm gonna basically put it in my pot, and then fill the rest of the pot up with ball bearings. Put some cheesecloth over the end of it, and duct tape it to the end of my staff.
Okay. So you have a live grenade taped to, or like fashioned to
In
the
my
side
head,
of
it's genius. In my head, I'm just gonna whack somebody with it, and it's gonna explode and shoot them with like 8,000 bullets. I know that's not at all how it's going to work.
Absolutely.
But Gary's super psyched about this.
Okay. It could work.
After I get my potions, I'm going to spend the rest of the day just kind of focusing and studying the relationship between the flame tongue sword and my sheath.
All right. So, which is a fancy way to say you every 5 minutes
Basically that.
put it back. Just keep trying.
It's turning it on, turning it off, putting it in the sheath.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go to the magic shop and check for bracers or rings.
Let's see here. I think that's what I think. I'm thinking. Um. Let's see. I know exactly what you're looking for. I will say. Let's see. Damn, shut up. The only ring you find is the ring of fire protection that you didn't purchase previously. You do find bracers of defense, however. And those are 4,400.
And they increase the AC by
2.
Oh. Hello? Is anybody out there? Hello?
Who are you talking to? Your rock?
Hello? I saw one of these people do this. Is anybody there?
What do you want, Bill?
There's some beautiful bracers here. I could really use, because I seem to be getting hit all the time. But I'm kind of short on money.
How much do you need?
Hold on, let me ask. Excuse me, shopkeeper. How much are these bracers?
4,400.
And for me, I am the king of the crown or whatnot.
Can see your medallion. That is the discounted price. You see the tag, and the tag says, here, hold on, let's see.
How many magic items do you have right now?
That's true. So Bill, you should, just so you're aware, bracers of defense, give you a +2 bonus to your AC, only if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
No armor at all?
No armor or shield.
Sorry.
Never mind. These do not match my shoes.
Sorry I brought it
I'll
up.
pass.
It's just I didn't want it to get like fucked later on because I've
It was right there. I was looking at it, and then I read over it, but you're right.
Yeah. I think the only things we can get is an amulet and a ring that give us +1
ring
each.
of protection.
Yeah, ring of protection.
Are there any amulets? And do you want me to roll for an investigation?
Do you how many items are you attuned to right now?
Just one.
Okay.
Oh, Cal, that leads me to another question about the sword and sheath relationship. Technically, I'm attuned to the sheath. Do I have to be attuned to both of those? And what happens to my other sword? Just turns back into a great sword?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it loses any enchanted property.
Has it lost them already?
4.
If you put the flame tongue in, like, the scabbard.
Yeah, I already have. So has my greatsword lost its properties already?
The green kind of like emerald reflection that the blade carries is slowly beginning to wane.
Okay.
So I asked about amulets. You never asked me to roll an investigation check. Which I did anyways, and it's a 4.
No amulets.
I I guess I'll also try to sell Viper's Bite. For the highest bidder.
200.
Oh, we got 200. Can we get 250?
Is it the sword you used to call your girlfriend though?
No, that's
it's like the scimitar that we got a long time ago.
Yeah, it's
That's right.
That I think you had
the
originally.
snake scimitar. Yeah, the one that Nagi was using before he died.
Never mind. I don't need the
Nope,
sword
you
or
already
the
bid.
bracers.
Keep this going. 250.
You might have had something going. And then with Bill, like, yes, wait, no, and then turns around, walks off. All motivation's killed.
After mentioning the bracers.
Let's see. It is magic, but it is not +1, correct?
No. I don't think so.
Make another investigation
No,
check.
it's not a +1, but it's magic, and you get charges to do damage. Investigation, you said?
Yeah, make an investigation.
All right. So that's a 10.
10. You go to various shops, asking around, trying to find a buyer for this. Most anybody offers you is 90 gold.
I went to go. I typed in Viper's Bite pricing, but I accidentally typed in piercing, and I got a bunch of piercings.
Like, isn't the Viper's Bite a homebrew?
It is.
Yeah.
Is it?
So, yep.
Based
That's how I can do it.
on
90 gold.
based on our knowledge of other places and the fact that these people do not like metal that much, would I have a better chance of selling it somewhere like in Warwick or something of that nature?
I mean, so
I feel like that's more than we got offered for it last
before, yeah. So you do know that like this is higher than you got offered for it before. You also know it's like it's like it is magic and it's unique, but it's not necessarily like super powerful. So it's more of like a like an odd collector's item for the right person, but it is like a very odd weapon that doesn't look really like inviting. Well, like with the snake iconography all over it and the like jeweled eye that sits in the pommel, and the way that like the like back edge of the scimitar is like serrated, like it's definitely like a very unique weapon, but it definitely is like, there's a lot of questioning of like, who owned this? Where did this come from? Is it cursed? Do you know if there's a curse? Like there's a lot of questioning behind it of like, it definitely gives off like a weird vibe. So I don't know. But then again, it's also not anywhere near like the base power of like even a standard +1. So yeah.
Lowest I can go is 150. This is part of the dear friends.
Shit.
Make
Do it with charisma because I talked.
Yep. You cannot persuade with strength.
That'd be good. That's gonna be
unless
a 5.
you're trying to convince someone that you can do like a feat of strength. Then maybe,
I can do a feat of strength with this one. That's a 5.
This is not a feat of strength. This is bartering. So
once again,
what was the roll?
Has to learn
5.
consent.
5. Like the like the furbog that you're talking to. You said 150.
Yeah.
go up to 100.
Hello there.
Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna have to say no, man. This belonged to a close friend.
Good luck. Just turns and
Thank you, mister. You too.
I'm just gonna like fucking put it in my room somewhere so it looks cool. That's
Okay.
the extent of my bartering skills, as we can see.
Yeah. So every time it's like Lance goes to sell it, then finds it has more sentimental value than its monetary
Literally
value,
it.
and is constant like forgets, then is reminded of it. Never mind.
I've tried to sell it like 3 times, and that's exactly what's happened every time.
So what did I tell you? Stop trying to sell it.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen.
So, beyond that, no real issues or things. Towards the end of the day, everybody gets a Rocky talkie message from Phasmus. Let's see. Informing you that the ship will be ready first thing tomorrow morning, and that the chief engineer is requesting payment as soon as possible, in the sum of 4,000 gold pieces.
And we have 4,000 gold pieces after our spending spree, right?
Yeah, we still have like 10k plus. Didn't we already? Agree to
Was I
something?
supposed to deduct anything other than what I paid for the staff from the party funds?
No.
No, I paid from my.
Yeah, I paid cash for mine.
Okay.
Just making sure, being safe.
Yeah. And
Well, I will give 4,000 gold to Bill and tell him to go pay for the ship's repairs.
I will accompany.
Yeah,
will go
follow
buy
him
the
too.
bracers.
Braces?
These
I
are.
guess
Versus
it's
you
not
don't
actually
need-
Bill's fault, even though I want to blame it on Bill. It was actually Dagan.
What, for the ship damage?
No, for us
For
having
the-
to pay for the repairs.
That was Lance.
Absurd
That was
price.
Lance's.
Yeah, it was
Well,
Lance.
it was technically me, but yes.
Lance.
Yes, the speech I prepared for weeks got punished. I'm sorry. Fine.
There's a time and place for everything, but now is not the moment.
Sorry, Dave. Just gotta know when. Gotta know when. But neither does Lance, so that's fine.
Really
That
adequate
is
job.
Very apropos.
Okay. So, anything you guys want to do, or beyond that, any conversations you would like to have with one another before we move on to the next day?
Leave it.
Are
Why the
we
fuck-
trying to leave tonight, or are we staying here tonight and then leaving in the morning?
That said they
Ship,
would be ready
sh-
tomorrow
ship will
morning.
be ready first thing tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you said ship was now.
This is
Like
like,
they're like the message that comes across, like they're putting the finishing touches on everything.
Okay.
this is like on the way to the ship.
Levi, why the fuck don't you like turning into a bat? There's something wrong with it.
Lance, what the fuck are you talking about now?
Turning into a bat like multiple times now. I know you can. Is that like hurt? Does it make your pee-pee small? What's going on?
Bill, I need a professional doctor's opinion. Has Lance been drinking? Actually, Lance, just turn around and breathe onto Bill's face. Bill, has he been breathing?
I Have I been
Hi.
breathing?
Bill,
What
has
the
he been
fuck are you
breathing?
talking about? Are you drunk?
Yeah.
At that point, like, you watch as Levi's not breathing, and then you're like, wait, was that like a Freudian slip? Like,
Did all of us
Something you
see
forget
Levi
other people
turn
can
to a
do?
bat?
I don't think any of us except for Lance saw that.
So no one saw it the first time, but didn't he turn into about the second time or something? Or no. I was mad that he didn't because
yeah,
he could have.
yeah. He could. He potentially could have if
That's
he
what it
could
was.
turn into a bat, but nobody's. Nobody believes you because it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. One of these days, Lance is just gonna throw him off the ship.
Joke's on you, Dimension Door.
Alright, continue on.
All right. You make your way back to the ship. Pay the chief engineer. Ship looks beautiful. It has been restored. You can see where it like the patches have been blended, but it's only because you knew what it looked like previously. If you were looking at this ship for the first time, you would not be able to tell a difference. Like, you wouldn't know that there had been repairs affected. There are areas where the metal has been shaved back, and wood has been installed in its place. A lot of the wood now has like this shimmery silver glisten to it, like that kind of sparkles.
Is that the fancy wood that heals
It
itself?
is the fancy wood.
Yeah.
So the ship has been upgraded with Silvari Silverthorn. It's like not like it's not like all of it. Not like the original ship that you saw that was
Right.
much more expensive, but this is definitely like it's an upgrade. Um like a definite like upgrade. So speed of the ship has increased by like 10%. So
So
just
88,
because
88 feet per
88
per
feet,
round.
yeah.
And
Um,
now the places where it was previously damaged can heal itself?
And the places where that is like as long as there is some of it, it will heal itself.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And there is like a short demonstration. The engineer is going out of his way to talk to anyone but Lance and to try to show anyone but Lance, and pointedly ignoring anything Lance asks or says, and quickly changes the subject or tries to steer the conversation back on track. Kind of comes over and just like takes one of his like dark black nails that have kind of been filed down just a little bit, so it's not like overgrown or anything. And he lightly drags it across the wood, and you watch it kind of like curl up underneath his finger, like just like a small piece, like you're taking a chisel across it and like peeling back just a thin veneer of the wood. And you do watch the wood kind of slowly stitch itself back up, and where that scratch and that indent was from where he had dug his finger across it just heals over in a matter of minutes.
That's
Pretty dope.
fantastic. Quick question for you: if in the future, how much would it cost to like repanel a room with this material?
I did have to take the liberty of shoring out some of the main supports and replacing them, so in the future, the ship should be able to at least be structurally sound,
All right.
as long as it's not completely scattered.
Right. And if we want to come back to you and get one of the rooms, could we get a room paneled with this?
Sure, probably about 500 gold, up, depending on thickness
All right.
and size.
That might be worth it. How long would that take?
Not more than a couple days to retrofit.
All right. What do you guys think? Should we get the kobold room squared away or no?
Probably not right now. I'm not there for that.
You're not there?
No, I'm practicing with my homemade maul.
Hera would get on the walkie-talkie and be like, Gary, we can redo the kobold's room in the Silverwood that repairs itself. It would take another 2 days. What do you think? Yay or nay?
Not worth the time.
All right.
It's like
But next time we need the ship repaired, definitely getting it done.
All right.
and make sure we throw Lance in the brig or something.
Yeah, that's fair. Hera will kind of like do a tour of the ship with him and just
Okay.
take a look at everything and see. And
I mean, everything looks like it was like restored back the way it was, like wood, just standard wood paneling where it needs to be. There is like a little bit more like organic nature to it than there was before. Where like, you know, the thorns that had ripped through and like torn chunks out of the ship, like the interior has been kind of like redecorated in the kind of like Jorvan theme, but in a close approximation of how it was before, but with the materials that they have on hand. So a few of the rooms have like the wood, but they have like like interior lighting, which basically amounts to branches that have like a little glowing orb or glowstone like attached to the end of them, rather than torches or lanterns as they were set up before.
so you've done a fantastic job with our ship. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it.
Anytime. Okay. And then just like very eager to get out of the conversation and get away from you. So
There.
but you can see like there still is like the cleanup crew. They're going in like cleaning up everything, like picking up all the shavings and the wood, and patching small little areas still, like painting over areas that still needed to kind of like try to match. So it's like it's mostly ready, but you can see like they're just trying to get the last few finishing touches up on it before tomorrow rolls around.
Is this the next day or
No.
It's the
Okay.
same day.
Same day? Okay. I'd like to spend.
Okay.
Like, do they have any like? Not sure what like armory shops specifically for ships, so like we can restock on our ammunition.
Not well. Make an investigation check.
I will certainly do that. Yeah. Let me check on the right thing. That will be a 22.
It's actually pretty good. You do kind of find like at the base, like in the heartwood at the base of Shaharat, like out from the main tree city itself, there is like a sprawling town. You do find a somewhat seedy looking, a metal reseller, like not in the this is much more what like you're used to, like back in Warwit, but not what you would expect to find here. And like you can see like the people kind of avoid it. You don't see it. The windows are dark. It's almost kind of like this forbidden sort of, store, people kind of like give you weird looks as you approach it and you go inside. You are able to like refurnish your cannonballs and like machine gun ammunition and things like that. Let's see. How much are you looking for?
I'm looking for ideally 19 cannonballs to bring us up to an even 40, and maybe 200 rounds worth of repeater rounds.
Uh,
So, looking at
you said 19 cannonballs?
to bring us up to an
Okay.
even 40. So
Alright.
about 200 gold pieces worth of ammunition total.
Okay. So because of the nature of this, it is a little bit more expensive for a standard, like for what you would normally replenish for the ammunition you would get for 200 gold. It's going to cost you 266.
Okay.
And you can see like you're not like these seem to be like like it's like recovered and then like it's like refurbished ammunition, if you will. Like it's not like someone's made this, it's somebody's like it's reclaimed, if you will. So it carries a premium, especially because it's kind of a gray market sort of
That-
situation.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is we have to pay more because it's vintage?
Kind of, yeah. Vintage ammunition.
Yeah, I'll pay that out of my own pocket.
Okay.
So 40 and then 690. Okay.
All right.
And I'll recruit Lance to help me haul it all back to the ship.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Lance. Let's show the others the power of our mage hands.
12 mage hands spring into the air.
Also, Ralph.
And Ralph carrying one cannonball. Somewhere in the distance, a windmill catches fire.
Definitely
All
not
right.
gonna do the whole like Doctor Strange for the hands things.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Spend the final evening in your armament before heading back to your ship. Upon your arrival, Rami is actually waiting for you.
Ramen, how's it going, man?
Better. Now that things at least calm here.
Good to
Your
hear.
ship was going to be ready, so I just assumed that I would catch you before you left.
All the other dudes you're with make it back fine?
Mostly. We've left a few behind just to keep eyes on the place.
Oh, did you guys see any more dragons coming in and out? Because we like totally killed the gem that brought them in, I think.
We did get a report of a giant kin crew that was sweeping their way through the ruins.
I like those animals that hop. They're the little babies in a pouch.
No. believe your name for them is Goliaths.
Oh, what? Was it Archman? Like, totally half of one of those guys?
Thought he was one of those guys.
Oh, it was like full-blooded?
I mean, there's a distinction between like giants and the Goliath of modern day, but they share ancestors.
Alright, Ramen, how big
Yes,
does this
no,
dude? Because the only
they're-
guy I
they're-
knew was like 7 foot.
Yes, they're referred to as giant kin. You know, they're
So,
shared
you saw, like,
ancestry or
A 7-foot
blood.
dude walking around.
I believe there were 4 of them.
Were they like going towards where the dragons were going? Oh, were they with the lightning? Was one of them named Archman?
Our scouts did not get close. They were only watching them from a distance.
Next time you see him, say, "Hey, Archman!" See if he comes.
Okay.
Yeah, Lance, I think that's a surefire way of getting them in shit.
Not if he's like a friend.
Well, They were surrounded by many dragon carcasses.
Oh, shit. So they're killing him.
But they're still keeping tabs on their movements.
You know which way they went?
Deeper into the ruins?
Is that like where we were going, or?
They seem, as far as our reports are concerned, they seem to be taking the, as you would call it, the scenic route.
So maybe we're right, guys. Maybe Archman's like starting all those electrical storms. Lightning storms. Don't know why I said it weird.
Alright, well, you're not suggesting that we make a pit stop just to go see if it's your old friend there, are you?
I don't know, I'm just trying to like link shit together.
Okay.
I could just cast Sending to Archon and ask.
Oh yeah, totally do that.
Sure. I will cast Sending to Archon. Hey, Archon.
Oh, tell him Lance
Hope
is with him.
everything's going well. Lance is here too. He says hi. Are you in Drescuria by any chance? Question mark. I think he's dead.
Oh, no. I just gotta freaking space it.
He's just back on 3G.
He's got to remember how to do the voice. It's been a long time.
More freaking number of words.
Oh, you were writing it down?
Yeah.
That's not how Archon does it. He would just
No.
reply.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm just seeing. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
I don't. Is there a number of words?
Like 25, isn't it?
So for the
Or-
script we had was 25. I don't know about actual message spell.
Yeah. It is 20. Well, I didn't know if there was a limit for the response, but it says in a like manner, so I'm assuming there is.
Mike, you're blurry.
What?
Do the paper thing.
Now, the paper. You gotta do the paper.
The paper.
I don't have any paper.
No! What?
Better.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
What did I miss? Where are we at?
You're seeing Obi trying to count out the words for Archon.
Nice.
Arkin has a hard time counting, okay? It's not his fault.
1, 6, 2.
1, 2, 5. Save it, Lord. 3.
So my brain went from you counting funny to Obi's characters counting funny, and because you're a vampire, you count like the count. So you're like 1, 2, 2.
Gary, my good friend. I am so sorry for leaving you so suddenly. I hope that you found my note all right. I am doing well.
Nope, wasn't him.
That was the best Archon response that there could have ever been.
About right.
And the smile too afterwards, because Obi knew it.
It's like I wasn't counting to see if I can commit it. It's like how many words until it cuts off.
Let me just type out this paragraph. And 25 and done.
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't Archon still have a bunch of those sheets? Do we have the sheets on these guys?
No, not
No.
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 Well,
Was
we
that
have
last
sheets
year?
now, but that was after
Sure.
Archon had left.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'm not amused, Obi.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so now what?
Want to go check out Just King again, or head
No,
on
we're-
towards Yarn School?
Yarn's gold.
Alright, do we have a map at least to know where we're going and where we are?
Didn't we get the location from somebody?
I do have a map. It's not like a secret
Yeah, but we got
right?
like the location of Yarn's Gold somewhere, right?
Yeah, do we know where it is in relation to where?
Bill, would you like to make a history check?
I'll ask Phasmus if he knows where it is or
No,
can
no.
find it.
There we go.
No, but I think like when we were looking like into Bill's shit,
Three.
and we figured out that Migosh and
Bill's
Harper
like-
from Yarn's Gold.
Just points randomly, and it's like once he moves his finger, it's like next to Thurin, which is like where you guys had come from originally. Like where, like near where his fort was.
But didn't we like know where Rose is from? Like when we were looking for something, we got that Migosh and Rose were from the same town in Yarn's Gold, and we knew where that was. right?
You know it's to the no, like you know
But
it's
then,
like
I
a
know, like
city in the
I know we
or
know
like
the
a
general
town.
thing,
It's
but didn't we
yeah.
figure out the exact location?
I don't.
And if
that I
so,
don't
Gary,
recall.
being a cartographer, should know that.
I thought we did. Like I thought
we
had
did too.
a
Like I thought we knew
map
exactly where
coordinate
they were
for it.
coming from.
Yeah.
Like because her and Migosh grew up in the same town in Yarnsgold, and we figured out exactly where that was. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. If not, Phasmus does know, actually. And then points it out on the map. But it is north or just slightly northwest of oh shit, let me get my no, that's Adam's message. Where's Project Forge? Pins, map. Pins, map.
Did we get another long rest, by the way, or are we?
This
we're
is
about
that
to.
same night you're
Yeah.
about
Okay.
to.
Yeah.
It is to the north of Shady Creek and like just on the banks of Loch Charenvoda. Like sits nestled between the mountains. Like in that area, and it's just a small village. Which I believe is I think what you kind of knew.
Yeah.
So you said it was just north of the lock?
No, it sits like
On the okay.
Here, let's see. Do we have the
So
map still?
yes, it would be on the third map right here. Let me just
Here.
paste this link in Forge.
Bring us here.
You said it was. Jesus Christ.
Just north of what now?
Yarmskold is like up here. Blue marker.
Oh shit, hold on.
Shady Creek.
Yeah, it's like on the eastern side of the lock.
Yeah.
It's about Shady Creek.
Mm-hmm.
So that would take us like 4 days, 5 days to fly it.
Oh.
Where are we right now?
Yeah,
Just
probably
south
about
of
5
Jask-
days.
Oh,
just
wait,
south
okay.
of Jask
probably
area.
about 5 days.
Yeah.
Well, no, not south. Well, we're not south of Jaskier. We're
Six.
more west of, in Joventerre.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah,
off the map
so
to the
we're-
west right now.
Yeah, it's like
you're-
southwest.
Okay.
Do we have a continent map?
Yes, I posted the link in Project Forge to the Google Drive.
Should pin it.
I thought it was been no.
So you see we're like
One of the maps was, yeah.
to the south of Jorventera, where there's like that large like group of mountain range. Shaharat sits like at the like near the base of the southernmost lake of Jorventera. So if I can share my screen, that's fine. Here, I'll just share this. You should see it like right here. Like Shaharat should be about here, where my mouse is, or should be like right here, nestled between these two lakes.
Oh dang.
and Yarmskold is like up over in this direction because this is the lock.
Okay. And there is between those two mountain ranges, correct?
Yeah, it's like right. Shaharat's down here.
Nope, that don't work. Trying to figure out how to put this.
Jaskiria is that's in like the Y mountain range in the middle of it.
It is up here.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jordan. Okay.
So that's what, like 6 days?
About 6 days.
What is everything messed up now?
Plenty of time for
Okay.
Bill to get rid of his exhaustion, but I think
Mhm.
he's already over.
But how are we gonna get over the mountains? Do we still have the dude's notebook? Are we gonna cross back into Warwetian territory? Or is there a way to go around it?
I don't know. I feel like we should ask Phasmus what the best way to do this is.
Well, we do have the timings for the patrols. If we play our cards right, we could get back without being seen and pass into the Northlands. Unless something's changed with trade routes between there over the past few days. Or we take the long way around.
What's that going north?
Yes, stay away from any prying eyes.
How much longer would that take?
An extra 2 days.
Yeah, I feel like we've got the time.
Yeah.
It's time
Maybe
to
3,
readjust the ship.
depending if we want to cut through Drazkiria or avoid it altogether and head out over the bay. Personally, I would
suggesting we-
say go across the entire territory and across the foreign sea, and then back inland.
I'm cool listening to what he has to say.
Yeah, it's like much as curious as I am to find out just who those Goliaths are, what their relation to your friend is, I'd rather not still go back into a dragon-heavy presence. We just got the paint back on this thing.
Right,
We
look
could
like.
also just go south. Skip Brzezinnik Bay altogether into the Concordian Sea, and up through the meandering strand. And then up through Warwit, but I guarantee you that at Valsterik we're going to get stopped and we're going to get questioned about our manifest.
I love that voice. I just realized it's Sean Connery without the accent.
Sean Connery would make a great Minotaur.
Yeah, I think so.
So are you saying going south would get us stopped or going around north would get us stopped?
saying if we go north, we won't get stopped. At least until we come back into Warwit.
What if we went up and around, like over the sea?
To the north or to the south?
North and then east.
That was the original. Like, that's what he's advocating for, is go north and then cut across the Foreign Sea. So it's not Foreighn, it's Forren. So it's the Foreign Sea. Which is
Oh, I
like
thought it was just N.
foreign.
Get out.
The 4NC.
The 4NC. Nice.
Or and see what you did there.
The 4NC. Yeah, so his options are either go up north, which you don't know what is north of, like the Heartwood necessarily, and the territories beyond. It's kind of, there is, like, it's an unknown, but the other option is traveling south and kind of like looping back around to come in through what is it? Where is this? Like looping back around, like from Brishnik, which is under Warwetian control, like instead skipping that and then heading up through Porthos in the meandering strand, like passing by like the city of Novigrad, like up through Velsterik.
And if he had his choice, which way would he want to go?
He's I advocate going north. Just because the main gates at Bastion, we will be stopped and questioned.
I trust you implicitly. I vote north. Through the...
Yeah, I like that plan.
That's a great plan. I'm happy to be a part of this plan.
I have some contacts, Ben Rezik, that we might be able to pick up shipment, to at least have some sort of cargo manifest, to alleviate some of our troubles returning to the Republic.
That'll be good to have.
All right.
And I just mentioned to the crew that I think we need to also find some work along helping our friend to refill the coffers.
So Remy kind of, well, if you're looking for work, there's always help with the war effort and things if you're interested or you ever have a need.
Yes. What work do you have that pays 10,000 gold? Do you need us to transport sheep?
Not necessarily. There is a outpost that we could use some assistance with. But if time is of the essence and it doesn't appear that you're going that direction necessarily, maybe another time.
Oh, wait, cool your jets. How much does this pay? Not that money is in any way a driving factor.
What do you
Gary.
know about John from the port?
And of course, Lance is in here to make comment on that. Gary, what the hell's a jet, and how the hell did Bill pick up that word?
What, cool? Or jet?
Jets.
It's like, okay.
I mean, both those words, really.
Have you ever had really spicy hot wings? It's what comes out after really spicy hot wings.
Oh dear. I feel sorry for the plumber.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Plumbing on our airship. How does that work?
Magnets.
Magic.
We don't talk about it. Well, if there's a way that we can keep in contact with you, we do have a personal errand to run. But if there's a way, I think we might still want to be helpful and continue this relationship.
Well, we would be happy to have you. The Prime extends her gratitude for your assistance already. And as it has been communicated to me, we all seem to have a shared dislike of the Republic and how they conduct themselves. So, if you find yourselves available or in a position to assist, we would be eternally grateful.
We
We
beck
shall
and
very well
call.
then. I can't speak for all of us, but I will try.
And should you need to return, you will always have a home here.
Oh, we'll
We
be back
appreciate it.
in
You
like
guys have been.
a week.
I thought it takes us a little bit more than a week to get there.
Yeah, but our ship's gonna be like shot to shit in like 3 days. And we have to turn around anyways. Come on.
So don't rent out our place to any Airbnb trees.
Airbnb trees? Air beans and trees.
Tell your Prime we are there for her whenever she needs us. And 135.
Bill.
If you are to happen to stumble across any information that would be useful to us, we would pay heavily.
That's the kind of pay I like to hear.
We'll keep our ears and eyes open. The Warwetians need a check to their power. And if it seems like we're going up north through your territory. If there's anything we should be aware of flying through, we would be most appreciative.
Or if there are any settlements that need supplies.
Yeah, that is true.
There are some... I think we can make some arrangements. We'll have your ship loaded by the morning, and instructions will follow. There are a few northern territories that are in dire need of supplies.
We can take about 10 tons worth.
Is that true?
I believe so, actually.
That we have, yeah.
Okay.
I
I had no idea.
Oh, we
I
were
made a
so
spreadsheet
confident,
for
and you
it.
were like, wait a second.
Just in case any of you are wondering, it would just be humanitarians aid supplies.
I mean, you can also fill us up with like bullets and bombs too. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
The deserts to the north are wildly inhospitable, but our goblin friends prefer these areas.
I could totally cook up a bunch of meals.
We send them aid when we can, but with all of our available resources being diverted at keeping the Warwetians at bay, I'm sure they will appreciate the resupply.
If we can actually carry 10 tons, I did the math. We can carry 110 sheep.
110 sheep.
Just to let you know.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. 110 sheep. They were hoping for 120.
No go. We might crash.
All you need is 2 and some time.
Be wary of the deserts to the north and the tundra that follows. If it was my advice, stick to the air.
If we're not in the air, then something has already gone terribly wrong.
And more will probably follow.
Yep.
Especially past the western area that your kind calls Risenvale. The Marauders' Waste. The centaurs that keep to these areas are barbaric. So avoid them at all costs.
Does the secret keeper live in this desert?
There are many secrets in the desert.
Thank you.
Anyways, I make preparations. And I will see you off tomorrow.
Thank you very much for your help and for being there with us. I know we're a crazy lot to deal with and make some insane demands, but you've been very generous with your time, and thank you.
Thanks, Robin. Hope to see you again, man.
I'm sure our paths will cross once more.
I hope so.
And I hope our paths cross again as friends.
Likewise. Can we get some like warm weather clothes and gear?
I'm wearing a bathrobe. How much more warm weather can you get than that?
Boots.
And I got a sweet ass duster.
Yeah, after Harrow listening to them say this, she's just gonna recruit Levi and we're gonna go shopping for everyone with like winter
Shorts
clothes.
and tank tops for everyone. And flip-flops.
I need pants, please.
And sunscreen. Lots and lots of sunscreen.
How much heat does my new sword give off?
A lot.
Lance, you stay far behind. Don't worry. Just have Ralph and B go in between.
Is that Lance a sword? No, that's the desert.
Is that the desert? No, that's just Lance's
Everyone
sword.
takes 2d6 of fire damage for every hour you spend in the desert.
That's reasonable.
And we probably won't even get any comfort
The hot
at
tub
night.
just boils and evaporates.
We won't
just
get any reprieve during the night because of Lance's sword.
It's just a tub now.
He's like, look what I can do.
Boil water instantly.
Okay,
Oh,
so
like,
any conversations you wish to have amongst yourselves before the night
Go
concludes?
to the kobold's room.
Hey, everybody, front center, count off.
1. No, I'm 1. 1. They all just raise their hand. 1.
All right, 1.
Math checks out.
Two questions. 1, did you guys steal everything? All right, did you
we-
steal anything
Wait.
from anybody who we can get in trouble with?
No.
Fair enough. Did you guys kill anyone?
No.
Did you kill anyone?
No.
Alright, good lads.
Walk away.
Just like have a conversation. Shrug. You know, like actually confused. They like behaving,
Wanna make
which
sure.
scares you.
While I was in their room, did I see anything that should be alarming?
Make an investigation check.
Alright. Pretty good. Investigation +1. 17.
There is an assortment of plants that weren't in their room. Like, well, actually, so they're like staying. They're not with you guys. They're with Phasmus and the rest of the crew being babysat.
That's where I live.
Okay. There are some odd plants that have made their way into their room.
How many of them look eaten?
About a dozen.
Did any of the kobolds look sick?
What was your perception, or what was your investigation
17.
check? Surprisingly, no.
Alright.
I'd say make a nature check.
I feel like their stomachs are like iron, like a steel trap.
Right.
Like they're fine.
Ooh, apparently not so good at it. That's an 8.
I mean, you can pick out at least like 1 or 2 that have been eaten that you seem to think could be toxic, just given by colorations and the fruit that these plants are bearing. But you're not necessarily familiar with some of the fauna that grows in this area. But it's enough that you're like a little concerned, but they seem fine. So who knows?
Alright. I think I'm just gonna stay in my ship's bed tonight.
You're gonna okay.
Find a place to mount Viper's Bite.
Okay. Easy enough.
Carol will stay in the treehouse.
Yeah, I'm happy in the treehouse.
Yeah.
There are a flock of birds that have taken residence in the higher boughs of the armament. Kind of turtle a beautiful tune before, like, as you guys arrive, it kind of startles them. You hear them, and they flutter out, kind of up through the twisting vines that make up the roof of this place.
Before Rami leaves, Harrow's gonna ask him, like, where is a good place to eat? Like, a really good place to eat here. Like, delicious, just enjoyable.
Uh-oh. Mike got super unfocused.
What?
Focus,
Why?
Mike!
Why?
What just happened?
Why did it do that?
I saw you like slowly just get more and more unfocused.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, you're so close. I think it was coming back.
Almost?
There we go. All right.
Hey.
Well, it depends on what you're after.
I don't think we've gone out to eat here, so I don't think any of us know. Just, what's your favorite place that you go more than anything anywhere else?
The Green Garden Bodega is wonderful.
All right.
Has a little bit of everything for everyone.
All right. Thank you. I feel like we've done a lot here, but not actually seen the people and, really experienced it. So last night we should.
Well,
And you're welcome to join us if you'd like.
make a persuasion check.
That's a 6.
I might stop by later. I do have a bit of work that I need to finish.
It's understandable. And you've got your own life, so. But we'll be there if you want. And then Harry will Rocky Talkie Lance and be like, hey, going out to eat tonight. You in?
The person you're reaching is not available at the moment.
Oh, fuck yeah. Where are we going?
The Green Bodega?
Don't know where the
Green
fuck that
Garden
is,
Bodega.
but I'll figure it out.
It takes Lance like an extra 2 hours to meet you guys.
Sounds about right.
All right. Bets now. How long does it take for him to find us?
I'll give it an hour.
As I get into town, I locate objects Hera's gun.
I
Okay,
feel
I
like,
mean,
I
so
feel like the engineer gave him bad directions.
yeah, it you locate object, nothing pops, and then you're like stare up at the massive tree riding the various like elevators back up towards the armament, and you're like, yeah, that checks out. After a little bit, you do get the ping, and then you just kind of slowly navigate, but it takes you much longer than you anticipated. Just kind of, like the various like trolley systems that they have like built into this, and trying to hire a griffin to kind of get you close and back down in a level. Like it is maze like, despite its just wide open beauty, it is rather difficult to navigate if you don't know what you're doing and where you're going from the get-go. You do eventually find them. It's you guys have dinner. Food is beautiful. There is surprising Gary, a lot of like all natural meatless options of various like fruits and fungi, just like very interesting options, like savory tarts that are meatless and such. But then there are also like the same options that you would be used to find in, well, it's the closest facsimile into kind of like Warwishan area, but a lot of things are very fresh, very like prepared right there, like within view of you. It's kind of an experience in this beautiful little like sky garden that you find yourself like overlooking, watching the sunset drop off behind the mountains below you. It's very interesting and beautiful. What's the word? Ambiance.
Can dig it.
And for once, Gary, you aren't ridiculed for your food choices. Like, more than anything, there are more like meatless options, and like, you know, like even if they're a bit odd, grass and mushroom like tarts and things like that. Like it's a little odd, but everything is wonderful and delicious. Edible flowers like adorn things, and the drinks as well. It's a beautiful little service that you guys are given.
Order a bunch of like spinach wrapped figs and
Yeah.
nuts and berries.
It's like a basically kind of like a vegan charcuterie plate, is basically what's given for like appetizer and things like that. You head off, and you can see as you do pass, there is like a loud, boisterous, especially for this area. There is a bar that is situated kind of like nearby. If you aren't done with your festivities, and the name of this place is the Grapes of Wrath, and they have like wine flowing out of barrels, like down into like there's like little wine fountains, and people are just like scooping cups out of the fountain, and you just like it's basically a buy a souvenir glass and then drink as much as you want.
That's my kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make a bet to see who can drink the most of it? How many cups in?
Everybody make Constitution saves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Since it's I don't have to do a disadvantage, right? That's only ability checks.
Yeah.
Does everybody
Alright.
else get the +4 from my?
Yeah,
He's
we
like, no,
gotta-
stay away, stay away.
So we all get a +4?
We're all together.
That's a 24.
Oh, 26 with the
29 con with the 4. What is that?
I rolled a 17. I got a
Damn!
lot of cons.
Why can't we roll like this when it matters?
Dude, for real.
Like, oh, we're gonna have a drinking contest. Everybody rolls like fucking 19s. Then we're like, we need to kill the dragon. Everybody's like, I got a 4.
Yeah, what the heck? Why? I
Seriously,
thought mine was
killed
gonna
it.
be like the highest thing.
Damn.
I got the lowest with 18.
That's insane.
Needless to say, we got our money's worth.
Yeah, definitely. You guys fucking go to town.
Wait, is this Chris's wedding all over again?
Yeah, you do meet a group of delightful Sylvari individuals. A little bit like of the happy-go-lucky sort. Their names are Rain, Iris, and Maple, who freely share various forms of mushrooms and smokables, if you would like. But the party continue. Like this is definitely kind of like the happening spot.
We're not talking about the vegan options.
Yeah.
I take a smokable.
Take a smokable. You got between this you have edibles, smokables, and drinkables to pretty much fill your heart's desire throughout this.
Have I ever told you about the time I slayed a dragon?
Wait,
Which
is
one?
Bill remembering shit?
No, he's thinking of the first time that he encountered the group in which Harrow slayed the dragon. But he takes credit for
You don't know about that.
We don't speak of that.
Nobody but
it. Bill
Lance
knows about that.
that.
But he's drunk, so he takes credit for it.
It was in an alleyway. Its wingspan was at least 75 feet.
Like, Harrow starts to recognize the story and is just like,
with all like Bill's standard embellishments.
It
Yep.
demanded my money.
I'll just lean over and be like,
Let him have this. He doesn't remember shit.
that's not something I want to remember.
Wait a minute, that sounds a little familiar.
There it was, 100 feet high if it was 1,000. And thunderous clap to my right. Put the dragon down.
Wait, so if it was 1,000 feet high,
There's like various
also be 100.
claps. It's like Bill like boisterously like, sipping from the fountains of wine that are spilling forth. Like now has gathered an audience to hear his like regaling of this tale.
I also jumped from an airship. I swear it. And I landed on this monstrous dragon. And I took my sword up into the air and drove it down upon its head.
That part's actually true.
You get the feeling that a lot of these people don't speak common. And they're just like, look at the crazy drunk guy
I'm
who's really
mimicking
old,
all
and
time.
why isn't he in bed at this time of night?
I feel like that's a common thing people ask about Bill.
But like, comparatively, whether it be the drugs or the wine that you end up consuming, it goes down incredibly easy, and it doesn't leave you with that foggy, clouded sensation that most alcohol seems to do. And you just drink and you drink and you drink, beyond the limits of what you thought just humanly possible, to the point where all recollection gives way and it is just all-consuming drink. Somehow
As they
or
were turned
another,
out, we all failed.
yeah. You all do wake up in the armament the next morning, and surprisingly don't feel as terrible as you think you should.
That went better than I expected.
Maybe we need a bottle of that for the ship.
Ralph does. I just rolled a 1 for him.
Does he just
Right.
like bamf away?
Ralph dies of a hangover.
He hiccups, smiles, and poofs.
It's alcohol poisoning. I have to summon him the night before.
But no, like, surprisingly, like, you don't feel as bad as you think you should. So there was either, like, which leads you to question, was there like some sort of a magical enchantment to the alcohol, or something? But yeah, it's like you all definitely know for certainty that you drank beyond your normal capacity.
feel like we got gypped.
None of the side effects.
That bartender was definitely watering down the shots.
Don't think so. I just think this place is better than what we're used to.
Alright,
Like, you gotta admit, it was a lot smoother.
everyone vote to stay here.
How
Oh,
about we
mean-
come back?
We should definitely come back,
Yes.
but it'll really fuck up our feng shui if Levi gets murdered here.
Posse
Because
can
we
get
didn't
more
go
here.
ask a cult to not kill him.
Doesn't he have the little necklace of "Don't talk to me"?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah.
And we know of at least one party that's out to get me that knows that I hang around with you guys.
Alright, fuck it.
Alright.
I would like to say I thoroughly enjoyed all of your company. Levi, you're included in that. That was a good time.
That was a good way to spend a last night here.
The grapes of wrath.
Alright. Head to the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. It's ready, pristine. Almost, it looks like every inch of it has been polished again. It has that new ship smell. without the reek of cobalt as much.
Give it an hour.
I miss the reek of cobalt.
That's not what you said when you were cleaning their room.
um, so, you guys depart. Rami does see you off again for the second day. Your ship is laden with crates and sacks and just pallets of goods. There is a little bit of livestock. There's a handful of sheep, goats, and a couple handfuls of chickens that are like part of this shipment as well.
I checked them for bombs.
So, what would happen if we had a goat
Those
dinner?
aren't eggs.
What would happen if we had a goat dinner and threw the bones into the hot tub? Would we get that goat back?
Wait, if you threw the bones into what?
If we ate a
Into the
goat,
hot tub?
threw the bones in the hot tub, would we get the goat
We
back?
only have 1 minute to get the dead thing into the hot tub.
Yeah.
I feel like I can make that work. I'm a chef.
And this is
So
how
you have 1 minute to kill the goat.
I mean,
And
we
get as
can
much
make
meat from its
hot-
bones as you can before
we
you
can make
toss its
hot
body.
tub goat stew.
That sounds horrific.
Hot tub
I do
goats,
not
dude.
approve.
I could just imagine like killing it, trying to like skin it. Oh, it's nearing a minute, tossing it back in, and then just like continually doing that until you have enough.
I mean,
That doesn't
eventually,
sound like
No,
That sounds
only
horrible.
works once.
Oh, good.
It's not like an endless revivify hot tub.
It's only one use.
Yeah,
and it's not halal.
we would be spending like 1,000 gold for a single goat sandwich.
most expensive goat stew ever.
Oh god. Like we'll get all the kobolds lined up and be like, you see the supplies? Just like with Zydak and Zydak's tribute, and you didn't touch that, you don't touch this. This is for people in need.
And no, you're not including that people in need. You're part of the crew.
All right. So, anything else?
Nope.
I think that's it for. Oh, actually, Bill, I had an idea, and I was wondering if you would let me like just try to remove a curse from you.
Yes, have at it.
That was easier than I thought it would be. I will cast Remove Curse on Bill.
Okay. At what level?
It's just a 3rd level spell.
It is just a 3rd level.
Mhm.
Let me look this up real quick.
It is a spell that I did not know existed because I'm a bad cleric.
It's okay.
You need to focus better. And that's not me saying that your camera's out of focus.
I saw what you did there, Dagan.
Thank you. Talk to the hand.
So
I don't know why I just held my hand up over my face like this'll fix it.
am I not blurry yet?
There you go. Oh,
Yeah, there it goes. I don't like doing that.
Okay, you cast remove curse, and you well, let me ask this question. What are you hoping to gain by this, Mike? What are you what's your intention here?
I don't know. I checked to see if he was cursed like a year ago and was told no. But that's because I'm bad at being a cleric and I rolled really shittily. So I've never bothered to check again. Until we talked to the spirit. We talked to the spoke to the dead, and she mentioned something about Bill being cursed. So
Okay.
I just thought, I don't know, maybe
So,
Bill's cursed.
two things. One, as you cast this spell, that kind of radiant light just like a wave washes over Bill. Bill, you hear like the ding, 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 like the rolling of dice and the tinkling of coins. A jovial woman's laughter washes over you. And the scabbard that you have attached to your back kind of comes undone, and the axe slams onto the ground, just a roiling shadow off of it before it kind of like sucks back into itself. The red and purple just like glistening like it's slick for a second before reverting, just laying there on the ground on the deck of your ship.
The fuck was
But
that?
that laughter that's jovial, musical, quickly turns into that sinister giggle you've heard so many times before. And Gary, you watch as that wave of radiant light washing over Bill stops, coalesces, and kind of shrinks back in. Kind of blows away, and you too hear that same laughter.
Well, fuck, I did not expect that to do anything.
And it's weird because when you watch this just happen, as it hits Bill, like think about it, like it happens in an instant. You kind of have to like replay that moment back over, like, wait, what just happened? When you think about it for a second, you watch that energy hit and almost form this geometric barrier that radiates around, like, off of Bill before it catches the shadow and roils away.
How do you feel, Bill?
Bill, you actually feel your mood improve a little bit.
I feel pretty jovial, actually.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't fuck with that axe anymore.
I think I'm okay with the axe, thank you.
It's like super cursed.
I think I know a bit about curses, and let me look. Oh, I don't think this is cursed. But thank you for your opinion. Don't mention the axe.
So, there was like, and Gary, just so you're aware, who else has really high passive perception? I think it's Harrow, right?
Harrow
Yours is like a
and-
17?
I'm 16 actually. So.
16?
I'm a 17.
16 and 17. Okay. Okay. The two of you notice. And Gary, you notice this as well, like as part of that, like you kind of realize on that remove curse as it's cast, you watched 3 separate things happen.
And I understood none of them.
Make an intelligence check.
I mean, I understand the curse of the axe.
And when you say 3 separate things
a
happened,
10.
there was
The axe itself came off of him from the sheath.
the spell was rebuffed.
I want to say the dice rolling was part of Gary's patron.
No, Gary, I didn't have him roll dice because it's not part of it.
Oh no,
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 like
no.
the sound of
The sound of the
sound of-
dice rolling. That
Yeah,
that was part of the spell
Yeah.
being cast. I'm assuming.
was the laugh audible to everyone or no?
I would say maybe not necessarily to everyone, but because of your guys' passive perception, I would say you guys also heard something very sinister.
Okay.
All right. Can we like take a vote as to whether or not this axe is a good thing or a bad thing? 'Cause that's super
Gary,
gross.
what did you roll for your
10.
A 10. Okay. I will say here's what you get. You obviously broke a curse over the weapon. And you know that took.
I broke a curse on the weapon, or I broke like
You
his...
broke Bill's curse over this weapon.
Okay.
Oh,
But
But
you
the weapon is
also
still
watched.
cursed.
Yes. Yeah. You're fair. I would say that's a given at this point. Because you weren't targeting it, you were targeting Bill. So I would say your tentative connection with your abilities would give you enough insight into this as to allow you to understand that there is some curse that was affecting Bill with this weapon specifically. That seems to have been severed. However, there is something extremely powerful that rebuffed the some portion of this spell, as well as something that seemed to take the rest of it and kind of almost turn it in on itself.
This curse has plot armor.
I am going to cast Mage Hands and levitate the axe away from Bill.
And I would say as part of that, Gary, the whatever additional whatever is affecting Bill is way beyond the purview of this. Like, it's not like this is something so beyond a curse.
Are we sitting on the floor or standing up or how? When you cast the spell, like what were you?
I would have just been standing next to in the hallway where I found Bill.
Like, hey Bill, just a second. Like you feel like, and I would say it's like a visible shockwave that comes off of that. Like, I don't want to like, oh, you just cast it and like doesn't. No, like there is like a visible like actual manifestation of this that also like happens in a chain reaction that is odd. Bill,
Would I have
the act, Bill? So you're aware, you do not feel the need that you need to pick that up necessarily, other than your weapon is lying on the ground. So you no longer feel that like need of like I need this. Like that's gone.
okay.
To you, it just looks like another weapon.
I'm still mage handing it away from Bill.
Please be careful. That was my good friend's axe.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should bury it with your good friend.
Yes. Let me just say goodbye to it.
Why don't you say goodbye to it from over there? I know it's a really cool axe, but it's also super cursed. And you're
Acrobatics,
already super cursed.
check to run and jump and grab the axe before they do something silly.
I just imagine like a 70-year-old man trying to do a front flip over Gary to get his axe.
Well, I have a disadvantage.
Does
so
Bill
that's why
understand that it's cursed? Because I
Um,
understand that Dagon wants a really cool axe. But does Bill, the paladin, recognize that this is a very cursed weapon?
Maybe he doesn't give a shit and he wants his axe back.
Gary, is there anything you could do? Like, could you do that same thing, but just on the weapon itself?
3 for acrobatics check.
Because I have a very sneaky suspicion
Slip
that
it
we are going to play.
You
keep
hear
away
something
this
pop in
whole
your back.
trip.
Oh, my hip!
I need my walking axe.
I can't get rid of curses. The only thing, like, it's a fucking shitty 5e thing. There's no, like, delineation between the how good spells are. There's just remove curse. It's a 3rd level spell. A 3rd level spell can't remove, like, a storyline curse, because that'd be fucking retarded. But there's no better option. It's not like I can upcast it at 6th level or 5th level and have a better result or something. It's just like a binary. It either works or it doesn't. And for narrative reasons, it can never work. It's a shitty spell.
If I would allow it, if you would like to try.
It also just doesn't work on items.
Gary, mate, everyone's around here, like, watching this. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah.
You're watching this transpire. Who is proficient in Arcana?
Me. Or
Both
Levi?
of you make Arcana checks.
Oh shit! I rolled 19.
Oh, shit.
All right, so both of you.
Plus 1. 20. Not natural.
Okay, yeah, this is higher than DC that I was giving this. Both of you know enough about, at least, curses and such from magic study, from arcane study. You can remove curse from an object. It's not always that Mike is blurry.
He cannot remove that curse from his.
I'm.
Is your new house built on top of an Indian graveyard or something?
No,
Maybe.
I don't have any lights on in my room. I think
It took a
Yeah.
while for
Turn the
those
light
ghosts
on,
to
see if
sign off on
Yeah,
the.
It all goes back to remove curse, Mike.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No. So actually, I found this out. So remember when I was having that problem, it was because I had plugged my camera into the USB header for the case. So it was plugged into the case USBs.
From the
For
front
whatever
UI.
reason, it was causing a problem. When I plugged it into the back of the computer, like into the motherboard, problem went away. So
Mine is plugged into the motherboard, but it's plugged into. It's
Yep,
not
well,
plugged into
then
like
you
the
fucked.
USB 3.0. It's plugged
maybe,
into the
maybe.
2.0. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes a difference or not.
Does the
both
plug
of
have a
you-
little blue thing?
Anyways,
No.
to get back on track, the both of you recognize that you can remove a curse, like, permanently from a weapon or from an object, but generally when that happens, it renders it as it was. It can strip whatever magical properties that were at one point tainted
So
completely away from it.
as it was,
It is.
does that mean like as it was, as in if, like, let's say
It is now
I
a
had
decorative axe.
yeah, let's say like I had a +1 flame touch.
It is,
and it got
yeah.
cursed.
So-
it would remove all magic.
Possible. It is extremely volatile.
It depends on how ingrained the curse is with the weapon.
So
That's the one.
who knows that the curse that was broken is the bond between me and the axe, as far as me being attached to it in a almost a natural way.
So I
I
think
think
he,
it'll just be Gary.
well, you would also feel that. Kyle said you distinctly feel that you.
Yeah,
No,
like
I
you
know that
definitely have
better.
like a feeling.
But-
I mean, with like
Well,
Gary
no, I mean,
being
in terms of like the unhealthy obsession with the axe, I
yeah.
don't think I know. All I could infer right now is like, okay, yeah, that axe is now cursed. What the curse entails.
It's definitely I would say between like Harrow, Levi, and Gary, they're pretty sure something is like a lot more sinister. As to the actual connection, I would say unsure. Gary, watching and feeling the coalescence of this spell take place, realizing that like, okay, there is actually something more going on here. And Bill, you definitely do feel an immediate change in your mood, like in your overall demeanor. Like yesterday's or the day before, where you just like slaughtered that moth and you kind of felt good about it, there is a lot more regret that seems to kind of sink in, and it's weird because you're like, why? But then you're like, well, you kind of start to like play it back, and the way that you're feeling like was off. Like there's just something off.
Oh,
So it's
There's
not like
nothing
you
to
don't
that.
know. It's like in that moment, like as it happens, there is like you begin to kind of process it. Like, so you can do with that as you will, but I would say between the four of you, you all know that like something is definitely up. Especially with like the other three of you like watching something like, not only is Bill like apparently had some curse because of this weapon, there is something else plus going on.
Hey, Bobby. Maybe like we got a few days before we get to where we need to go. Maybe let us take a look at it first and try to figure out what's going on before you grab it again.
if you feel that it needs to be done, I trust you. But I do feel much better than yesterday.
And
Oh,
Gary,
dark,
if you would
dark
like to
yesterday.
upcast remove curse, I would allow it. And there is outcomes that may happen given on what the dice gods what Timora decides. We'll put it that way.
So group
Timora's
talk.
in control here.
Group talk. I say we spend like a day or two studying it more, trying to get as much information as we can, and then eventually go for that.
I'm curious
Yeah.
to know if it will, like, whoever grabs it next will be cursed. Like, if it's a continuous thing or if it's a one and done.
I mean, we can also do that test. Like, or I guess Levi could. You can hold great weapons, right, Levi?
I
I mean,
I
I can
don't
hold
think
on to it. I
Levi-
can't use it effectively.
I would guess
I don't
that
think
whoever
Levi should have
attunes
it.
to it will end up being cursed. I don't know if it's necessarily like just picking it up, although I don't really want to try that.
Yeah. But we know that like getting the remove curse off of build seemed to work, so we can test it. Like, I don't necessarily want to do that because I would have to reattune to something, but I could.
Well, how about since I feel much better and you broke the curse, let me see if I will be recursed.
Bobby, let's not do that because it could have something to do with like the fact that it was your buddies.
It was my good friends, and my hip does hurt, but
I mean, you know what they say, your hips don't lie.
I mean, Bill, let's face it. As a man of medicine, you would not send a surgery patient right onto a 5K marathon now, would you?
You are correct. I will relinquish the axe into your good hands. Or not! Joke.
Stupid.
Not a joke.
Gary, you got another one of those remove curse thingies?
I mean, yeah, but
Should I, grab it? Is that a bad idea?
the problem is we won't know if you're cursed until I try to remove curse. And when I try to remove curse, it'll just break your connection to the axe.
Well, that means, we'll totally know if the axe has something to do with it. Or if it was, him.
Oh, the axe definitely has something to do with it. The axe is cursed.
Yeah, but, maybe it's worse because it was his buddy's axe.
Okay.
If it's... Don't think anyone should use it, and it should be locked in the vault.
Your grandfather, I will have to pull rank.
As the ranking police officer in this midst, I will pull rank and say it should go in the vault.
I show my badge.
I'll show my shinier badge, the more worn badge.
I'll pull out the
I think
captain's
Bill has
badge.
Jace's badge, so technically his badge outranks you.
But would Bill know that?
But Bill's not stupid. Like he knows he's just very Bill's not dumb. He's just very forgetful.
Please respect the chain of command. I think the best thing to do with our friend Gary here is to hand me the axe and then to see if I will give it to one of you when you ask for it.
Bobby.
But you're not cursed right now, and I feel like you wouldn't give us the axe.
I will gladly give you the axe if I am not cursed. I think that logic makes sense.
You seemed more angry earlier when talking about the axe, and you don't seem that way now. That might be a good indication.
Excellent.
I don't know. He still wants that axe. Maybe you
I
should give
know.
him another shot.
I am kind of weaponless at this point.
Oh,
And that was my dear friend, Gerald.
Gunther.
I'm sorry, whose was it?
Gunther.
Gunther.
Yes, Gerald. Thank you.
All right, Bobby. Give us a night. We're going to try to, look at it a bit. We'll make sure you get it back if we can. Just don't touch it for tonight.
You're still recovering from surgery, Doc.
Why don't you give him his sword back?
That's the whole reason I didn't want to grab the fucking axe. Fine. Fuck. Here, take it, Bobby.
Give him the sword and just grab the axe.
And then summon it back into your sheath.
Started tuning to the axe. Fuck it, have to give away the sword.
Are you attuning to
Wait.
the axe?
Yep.
Oh, he's still.
What are you doing about the axe?
That's the
Wait,
whole reason
how
I didn't
can
want
you
to
grab-
tune in the first place, because I didn't want to unattune to this one because it was in my sheath and I was trying to figure it out.
No one said to attune to the axe.
No one said to touch
No.
the axe.
Literally no one.
Also,
Was there
you are
anything
not.
that-
You did not you did not attach yourself to the axe, did you? It's still up in the fucking ceiling.
What?
Oh, I think it's
You're-
being maged hand up to it's being held against the ceiling, like out of everyone's reach.
How
And
tall
you
are our
can-
ceilings?
Well, I
To
mean,
me,
I
I'm
can
keeping
reach
away
out.
from
actually,
everyone.
yeah,
I can
Lance
easily
can
reach
totally
that.
reach it.
I'm keeping away from everyone. Lance, bugger off.
Well, I don't want to unattune. Hey, Bobby, just take this great sword that's a whip, too. It's fucking badass. Hold on to it. It's real cool.
Fucking give him
Let us-
Viper's Bite for all I give.
Let's
Wow,
just
Wait,
wow.
what happened
check
to
out the
your
axe
sword?
first.
I have his
What
flame
happened
type
to
sword.
your sword?
Yeah, why don't we just go back to how everyone's weapons from 3 days
Because
ago?
I'm trying to do an experiment with it being in my sheath, and if I fucking break that cycle, it'll fuck up the whole thing. I'm like 3 days into it, and if I have to fucking do it again, then I'll be
What? You
3 days
just got
late.
it yesterday.
I got it
And I'm old
3
and
days ago
decrepit.
because of how many times we've slept.
What does it matter if I get cursed again? I mean, I've already taken a lot of shit. Curse me up.
You keep almost dying and then bitching about exhaustion.
But I have
Fair
yet
enough.
to really die.
Do you want to die? I can help with that. I'm something of an expert in death.
It's just
Oh yeah, bite him. Then maybe the necrophilia will help him out.
It's this axe is making you like a thirsty asshole that apparently kills moths. Although I missed that part.
it's so shiny though.
Why don't we just lock it up for a few days until we figure out more about it and come to a better decision?
Yeah.
Why don't
just
we
hold.
lock it up for a few days until we're over the ocean and then we just throw it overboard? And everybody can go back to the old weapons that they had, because that worked out just fine for us.
That's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, all I'm asking you is maybe look into see if you can't do that remove curse thing from the weapon. Worst case scenario, it just becomes a very nice
I will
decoration.
cast remove curse on the weapon.
Okay. At what level?
I punch him in the face.
3rd level.
I punch him in the face before he does it.
What?
I go to intercept.
Why
Lance,
is
hold
this
him down. I'm
happening?
getting my manacles out.
And Harrow's just standing like flabbergasted at what's happening. I'm like,
That's not gonna make us more likely to give you the axe back.
It's already
Axe.
fucked. Oh my god.
Okay. Mike or Gary, sorry. Go ahead and roll a d20.
I'll never have nice things. Thanks, Kyle.
Nat 20.
Whoa!
Tamora has spoken.
But I don't think Dagon heard that.
G Unit.
Dagon.
How does Mike's gods love him so hard?
Dude,
Because
my cleric game has been on point.
No,
Totally undeservedly.
I have to call it a night.
It's when
Oh no, you do.
it's so apropos to your god though, because it's like the god of luck, and that's just
Dagon, Mike just rolled nat 20 on remove curse.
Oh no,
So,
I definitely heard that part.
So you may still get your axe, just the uncursed variant.
Kyle.
There better be something really sweet behind that. Oh, Shadow Song is
Now just
fucking
called
Sun
Light
Orchestra.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Fucking Mike. Goddamn.
Oh my god, I'm. No. But I do gotta go soon though, anyways. But yeah.
Just FYI, that does remove the curse. You do watch the black ebony of the handle like turn back into like white handled like ash. You watch the black blade wash away back into like beautiful polished steel, and the tints of red form back into blue, and the crystal that sits inside of it kind of sweep from that dark maroon purple color like burgundy, back towards like this beautiful, vibrant blue color. You have once again subverted my expectations and reverted the weapon to its original form, which is called Battle Song.
Back to the homebrew creations I go.
Back to homebrew creation. I didn't want to double check this real quick.
Yeah,
God,
give me
being
just
a
Kyle,
cleric is super easy.
Yeah, the damage changes from necrotic to radiant, and it is just a standard, an additional 3d6 on top of its 2d6 standard damage, and it is still a +2 weapon.
Oh shit, that's epic.
So it's always plus 3d6?
So it's constant 3d6?
Yeah.
God damn, here I am in fucking
You-
last expansion's legendaries again.
You have to expend charges to use that, but yes. So instead of like using your reaction to use Crimson Right to buff the damage, you do have 4 charges that you can use to buff each attack.
Okay.
Get 4 free smites a day,
Yeah,
That
and
seems
you're not
insane.
cursed.
Yeah, but
And it's a plus
You're
2.
welcome, motherfucker.
No,
Well,
I mean,
actually, no, you're right. Sorry, it's normally 2d6 plus 1d6 radiant, but then you use 4 charges. You can use 4 charges. Per
Okay,
day
so it's a
to
constant
up
1d6
that
to bump it to 2.
Yeah,
or 3.
to up. Yeah, to 3d6.
That's much better.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I would rather take the curse version, personally. Only because
And
it's so hard
fucking
to
die
hit.
constantly?
And you see, this is why Bill doesn't get nice things, because Bill wants more.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
crimson,
we're starting
You-
to get a feeling
can-
for why Bill ended up as like a cursed, homeless
You can
asshole.
also cast Dispel Magic as part of a. You can use you have 1 charge of Dispel Magic on the axe. You can either use it as like an action, or you can spend your reaction to cast Dispel Magic as part of an attack.
That's dope.
That's a fucking sweet ass axe.
That's
Yeah,
like
that's
the most
fucking
powerful
super OP.
artifact legendary.
Yeah.
Like somebody has a shield, fucking dispel magic, and then negate their shield entirely.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's super OP.
Is it just the spell magic that it provides a spell for?
So it's either as an action or a reaction while you're swinging. Does that recharge once per long rest?
Yeah.
All right, so Lance, give him his sword back. You use your old sword, and I'll hang on to the axe just to make sure it's not cursed anymore.
I feel like that's how it works. Gary's just gonna take the fucking 2-handed feet so I can use this sweet ass axe. Also, I agree. The bad version was cool, but this is so much better. Also, there's absolutely not
Bill
like a
hates it.
downside.
Well, because like nothing that we fight is gonna resist radiant damage, but like half the things we fight will resist necrotic damage. So just in damage typing alone, this one's way better.
You mean
I
like
was
the fact?
going for the advantage, the Crimson Right advantage.
Yeah, but when you miss, you die.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
Also-
You
yeah.
miss
No,
all
that
the
shit-
time.
adds up.
Also, I had a sweet ass sword that did absolutely no damage to absolutely anything we fought before because it was poison damage, and nothing can be poisoned. So,
True.
Well, not.
I
to
mean,
mention,
I'm glad
you,
it's not like into
you
like
were-
a
you
regular
were,
battle axe.
had not yet hit the secondary curse portion. So.
Mhm.
would have been extra effective at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna try a 5th level remove curse and try to see if I can get rid of the rest of the bad juju on Bill.
Okay, go ahead and roll the d20.
Pop one off behind his back while he's not paying attention. 10.
Let's see.
Your God giveth, your God rolleth away.
That's
No,
actually
it doesn't
average.
doesn't seem to do anything. It once more kind of like you watch it hit this like barrier, and it just kind of like pushes it away. It's like before it even hits Bill, like something is interposed between.
So, I
Alright.
have a theory.
Well, later we can
Now,
strip you down and throw you in the holy hot tub, and we'll try again.
technically, this weapon is meant for barbarians,
Multi-class time.
and does not give disadvantage if you use reckless attack. But since you are not a barbarian, it does not apply.
So it's like
Adam's what again?
A fighter.
close enough.
Oh.
I was just gonna say like
It's like
this is like
barbarian light.
paladin barbarian fucking weapon right here.
I do gotta go though because I give my parents our bedroom and we're
All right.
sleeping in this bedroom and my wife's gonna go to bed early. But I missed you guys. It was awesome to be back finally. So
Definitely good to be back.
yeah, very awesome.
Have a good night, Dagan. It was a
I'll
pleasure
see you
hanging.
guys next week. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
Okay, so with one curse removed, what are you guys doing?
So,
We're heading out.
You going? Okay. Would you have been doing this while you were already traveling
Yep.
or waiting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought it
No,
up
this
multiple
was
times.
like first thing in the morning, right after we
The
woke
first
up.
thing. Okay.
And and
Alright.
Remy said goodbye to us, so we're on our way.
Okay. Check.
so I have a theory about Bill and the Oracle, and I feel like our road leads to her. And I like everything that we read the other day and how close the Oracle was with Tiamat. I think she's the one that cursed Bill. And I don't think that's going to be an easy thing to remove. And I feel like at some point we're going to have to go confront her, and that's a terrifying thing because none of the stories that we've read about her or heard seem like it's a good thing.
I'll talk to Yggdrasil about it.
I don't know how much Psyduck would know.
Well, why don't we talk to like this group of paladin light vampire hunter type people that may or may not have some connection to Bill in his past and see if they know anything about it.
Wait, what about Levi?
About me.
Oh, about Levi. Remove curse.
Oh, yeah, that too. I was thinking those guys were gonna kill him, but that's a smart idea.
Ah,
Jesus Christ.
Levi dies.
Gary, I don't feel so good.
Do I get anything? Like any, even just a little smoke or something?
Roll a d20. Roll in a d20.
Looks like we're going PvP
14.
after all.
14. You get, surprisingly, you get a lot of smoke that roils off of Levi when you cast this. You watch his skin pale, even though
Is that
you're
possible?
kind of surprised that that's even possible. Yeah. But not. It doesn't necessarily have like the intended effect.
You're like a fucking squid.
Does he turn into a bat?
Bat.
Bat?
No, this is like.
Does the smoke that come off look like the shadow that Harrow saw?
No, it's more like. I mean, when you've hit someone with radiant energy or fire, how they kind of smoke afterwards. It's like that, but with shadow.
Interesting.
Gary, we just had a talk about this yesterday. Consent, man. Consent.
Well, yeah, but sometimes
like-
when people are cursed, they like will be super resistant to getting uncursed. So it's not really something you can consent to.
Are you
So-
cursed? You have to tell me.
So what I'm getting out of this is I try to pick you up and you bite the fuck out of me. Gary casts a spell on you and say, "Oh, jeez, Gary." Okay, hypocrites.
Gary,
Well, it's
What
not
if the next-
humiliating, that's the difference.
what if the next time you try and remove curse on Bill, we have the lantern lit? Would
Ooh,
that
that's a
make
good idea.
difference?
Remove curse.
Turns out the lantern was also cursed.
Oh. Now just the souls.
Oh god, yeah, I remove curse on Harrow and just all of the little soul stones pop like popcorn from her backpack.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like,
Yeah, it just sounds like popcorn for a second, and then yeah, like the grunt birthday party. Just
yeah. Like whoopsies.
Yeah, goodbye, soul gems.
Alright, so now we can head to the ship. And fly away.
Surprisingly, no major issues. The ship flies faster than ever. The winds seem to be at your back. You just cruise. You see various shapes. At one point you see a very large bird that you were concerned about, but you quickly outpace its just smooth gliding off into the horizon. The incredible heat of the desert gives way every day to just absolute freezing temperatures, to the point where the moisture, whatever it is in the air, seems to collect around your ship's engines. You can see just a little bit of glistening frost. But as the midday sun soon rises, every day melts into small contrails that you leave behind you. Eventually, the swinging temperatures of brutal heat, broken spires of cities below, twisted mangles, you do eventually find your quarry. Oh shit. Can't remember what it was called. And I put it in my notes, but I couldn't find it. Oh, I know where this is. Yeah. It's camp guide. Where is this one? Let's see. Can I find this? Lost it. Okay. You do eventually find your quarry. Sorry, I could not find my notes. The supplies that you are ferrying, from Shaharat to a goblin city named Grime Hollow. Details were a little sparse, but out in the middle of this desert, kind of like bordering on kind of what begins to turn into just kind of tundra, where the temperatures are starting to get a little bit less hot during the day and just more overall cold and frigid as you continue to travel north. You see a twisted, mangled expanse that is just ruined and scattered across the rising dunes of this. You can see bits of snow also scattered across it as well, like ice hanging off of it, that's like dripping through the high day sun as you come in of this goblin city. As you get closer, this twisted ruin begins to take shape and form. It's not just haphazard buildings at odd angles and makeshift construction. It's complex and also odd. You see massive treads and tracks ripped, torn, turned into bridge, with buildings suspended from it. You see great city spires kind of rising out, now lopsided, and then buildings kind of strung off to the side and buried, like half buried into the sand, like giving it structure. This looks almost like one of the very few moving towns of the Republic. And like as you get close, you can see that it is in fact like just a massive city on tank treads and wheels that are now just twisted, broken, and upended, and been completely repurposed over and over and over again, and then rebuilt and rebuilt and repurposed and rebuilt and added on to, because before now it's just this twisted expanse of buildings and establishments that
Is this like-
rise up.
Is this like Howl's Moving Castle?
What was that movie?
Mortal Engines.
Yeah, it's like if Mortal
Yes.
Engines was like inhabited by goblins, but they inhabited the ruins of one of those like moving cities, is basically what this has turned into. Like the architecture and the base design for everything has just Warwetian Republic written all over it, but it has the haphazard, just complete disregard for wherewithal of goblin engineering, just scattered all over it. So what is this? You guys, I would say Harrow, Levi, you guys could roll history checks.
Absolutely. That's a 13.
Quick second. Natural 20
Natural 20.
or 20 flat.
Harrow, you're not familiar with this, but Levi, you are. You have heard some stories about a roving town that decided to claim its independence, quite literally, from the Republic very early on. Like before the conflict that had happened with the Crimson Tide. This was a kind of like quasi-independent city-state by the name of Cog's Hollow, before it quite literally grew wheels and set off beyond the Draken Ridge Mountains in hopes of their own freedom and the lands that lay beyond. And nobody ever saw it since.
God. This is where it wound up.
And now you just see it, this twisted goblin like infrastructure sprouting off of it. And it almost doesn't register. But then you're like, it has to be. It has to be. Like the name is too similar, and the like if some of the architecture is very representative of like GIF to be anything but. And all those like rumors and stories about whatever the Republic did, and how, they got to the city first and buried in the desert, is anything but. And
You know
there
what this is?
an element of like, when you look at it, it looks like a crumpled piece of aluminum foil. Somebody smashed it and then tried to kind of unfold it and build off of it.
I mean, I don't see any other logical explanation for Boeotian architecture this far into Jorventera, but back in the early days of the Republic, wasn't quite as much unity. Pretty easy to declare yourself independent, but the military might of the Republic would easily come down and quash it, except for one of the towns. The engineering prowess in that town just beyond belief that they actually were able to move the town on their whim. They were one of the few city-states to actually declare independence and not get razed to the ground like Lestat. I think I heard.
How long ago was this?
This probably would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 or so years. It's pretty early on to the forming of the Republic.
Maybe a century or two ago.
Interesting.
Never heard about it.
For good reason. All you would hear is like, oh yeah, the Republic definitely quashed it. They tracked them down and destroyed it, but no one was ever very sure. There was never any proof. At least until now.
But you like look at it and you look at the base structure and it's what kind of unimaginable power could crumple a whole entire city like it was an aluminum ball.
I mean,
Glad
we
we're
have
going.
seen some crazy shit before.
I mean, they do say that giants used to walk this land. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe
That's
they
like a
ran into one.
giant.
Titan, almost.
I wonder if it was like a sandworm.
Those exist.
They do exist. A lot
I
of
mean-
rumors about them still residing in the area of desolation.
That's
Heard.
rocks of
Seen
unusual
one.
size.
Get out.
Yeah.
Harrow just like smacks Levi's like shoulder. Like, see, look at what happens when you leave Warwick. You see all sorts of history around you. I'm honestly curious of how they got it moving. Like, never seen one that beat up.
Oh, it's not moving. Oh, it's not moving. Like, it is built into the dunes of the desert at this point. Like, it is definitely
Oh,
rooted.
okay.
Like, maybe, like, some form, like, or form of restoration happened early on and then was quickly, like, that effort was quickly given up on. But you unload your goods on a precariously built dock that is suspended between no fewer than 10 buildings. Surprisingly, you are one of at most a handful of ships. A lot of foot
How
traffic.
long has it
not
taken us to
much
get this
air.
far?
I mean, honestly, this would have happened within. This is probably about day 2 or 3. Probably day 3.
Okay.
I just almost forgot that you guys had taken cargo.
Mhm.
You are.
What's the name of the city again?
Grimes Hollow.
It is now called Grimes Hollow.
Would it be appropriate timing wise for us to like stop and stretch our legs and grab a drink, or are we just unloading this shit and getting back on the...
Up to you. It's your timetable. You are paid 5,000 gold pieces for your effort,
Jesus.
as sent word by the Prime and
Word.
Rami.
Damn.
Not a bad haul.
Let's just retire from adventure and just become cargo traders.
Yeah, it's way more profitable to haul cargo than be adventurers.
Especially
Question.
during wartime. And for a town that's like on the like this town or city is on the fringe of like triumvirate territories. So like it is, as far as you've seen, it's desert. I mean, it's not like Arabian dunes, but it's a mix between kind of like Mojave and the Arabian desert. Like there are like just large expanses of just nothing, sand, and then there will be interspersed areas. You have seen small little villages and towns that have cropped up, whether they be outposts for, underbarrow, or maybe they're just desert dwelling, nomads. It's hard to tell. But you do see, some very sparse signs of life as you are traveling. It's not just a
So
barren wasteland.
the crew gets 10% of that, correct? Because when they do jobs in cargo,
That's
You
if
get
we're
10%
not
per
with
passive
them.
job.
Yeah. If they go
Yeah,
off and do
that's when
royal
they
shit.
do jobs when we're not.
But quite
Okay.
honestly, they should be getting cuts of this.
I mean, they made the deal. We're paying them handsomely. Pay them like fucking wealthy people.
We're paying them like 10 times more than the going
average
rate
anybody, yeah.
okay, I couldn't tell if it was passive or just like all cargo. They get
Like
10%
Phasmus's
commission.
rate alone would be considered
No,
wealthy
that's
in
like
D&D
when we're off
standards.
adventuring and they use the ship for something.
Yeah.
Well, especially now that they have no overhead because, they don't have to pay rent on the
Everything's
ship.
paid for, yeah.
Yeah. Now it's all just profit for them.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with like kind of interested in seeing the city a little bit if everyone else is.
Anything in particular you guys would like to do here?
See if they have any diamonds.
I would say if you take your time, you could definitely find some. It's like not there's not a whole lot. They do have some mining operations that are nearby, but it's like, interestingly enough, it's this economy is built off of them doing things that a lot of other people don't want to do or won't do, where the jobs are dangerous or generally just dangerous. Goblins kind of have a reputation of doing what other people won't, and not saying a whole lot about it. So like there are mines there, but it's sparse. It's kind of a desert community, and it's more like they decided to make this place their home, and they're going to do whatever it takes to survive. And there is a little bit of like lawlessness that seems to come with that, but it is still overseen by the elements, even though they're fewer in number. But the overall sentiment is not like it was at Shaharat. Like this is definitely like fringe territory, you know, and a lot more stuff, flies here. There's a lot of trade and services that would probably be considered questionable that this economy thrives on.
Sounds like our kind of place. How much money in diamonds am I able to find?
I guess, what are you looking for specifically?
I'm looking for around 2,000 gold worth of diamonds.
I'd say that's easy enough to find. Spend a couple hours searching around.
Alright. And that will augment the other 1,000 gold of diamonds that I'm going to use from our treasury. We already have. Because every day on this trip, I'm going to be casting. Let's see, how many can I do?
Remove
1,
curse.
2.
Does it consume a diamond every time?
No. I can get 3 castings of the glyph of whatever spell with remove curse as the bound spell. So I'm going to spend the 6 days that we're traveling stacking up 15 remove curses
Oh my god.
on my pipe. Before we get there, I'm gonna get Bill to smoke it.
Alright.
Stacking the odds in your favor there, eh?
So you want to cast 15 remove curses?
Yep.
Okay. I guess go ahead and roll all of those and see where we get.
I mean, we can wait until we get there and Dagon's back.
Okay.
Since I'm not, it's not gonna trigger until he smokes the pipe. So
Okay.
that is the like trigger condition that I'm setting for.
Okay. That he has to smoke a pipe. Okay. Okay. Well, after getting your diamonds, unloading your cargo, another few days journey, you do arrive in Yarmskold.
How long?
What did we say? 7 days?
Okay, so
It takes a full week
So,
to go
okay.
up and like around enough that like to the point where the Republic is not patrolling because it is not their territory. So kind of getting past that and going completely north to circumvent it. You can get around. The temperatures do turn rather frigid. They warm up slightly, but being so far north, even when you arrive, it's still like it's warm during the day, but you're probably like high or like mid 50s before it's like freezing temperatures every night.
Hera would periodically, like throughout the days, go and just like check and see if anyone's following us or that type of stuff.
Okay, make a perception check.
I've been doing so well on my rolls tonight. I say in sarcasm. Do. That is a 19 total.
You are fairly confident that nobody has been following you. Like, even if they were escorting you out of, like, like Shaharat, like, beyond that, nobody bothers you. Nobody's seen. There is just way too much open space.
Okay.
Well, do we feel like we should wait to go in the city for
Vaguely.
next week, or are we gonna keep going?
It's up to you guys. That's why we record it. He can always watch it, but it's up to you guys.
I mean,
Is
we
there
can
anything we
inquire
have to
after.
do before we go off into our thing? Like, do we have to meet somebody, or what are we doing when we arrive?
We have to meet with the Mistress of Pain.
Yeah.
And I think we should at least introduce ourselves first before we go off doing anything else.
Yeah.
I
Let's say
don't
we
want to
get
get
up to the Mistress of Pain, and then we'll call it when we are actually meeting with her.
Okay.
So, you find yourselves in a quaint little town, nestled between the mountain ridges as they kind of like slope into a small valley. It is cold, but this industry here seems to kind of manifest in a lot of fishing. So you see a lot of boats on the river, ice being cleared away from the banks, and things like that. You see all the little thin plumes of smoke rising from a multitude of little log-built houses, in like stark contrast to what you had just been experiencing like in Shaharat, where everything is molded and grown and formed. This is back to life as you're used to it, cut, rough, made. And the accompanying smells and sounds that kind of come with that. The logging, the fishing, that smell of brine and just fish. Into this like small little town. It's middle of summer, I believe, is the current point in time we are at. So, flowers are bloomed and the pine trees are still very green. There isn't snow necessarily, but there is like little patches of ice that you can find in still water underneath, like areas where the sun doesn't alight. So underneath canopies of houses or standing pools of ice. People do give you looks. There is a little bit higher density of dwarven individuals that inhabit these northern territories, but there is a good smattering of humans and some half orcs as well, and actually some halflings, but a few elves and gnomes and things of that nature. You arrive, dock without much fanfare. It is a gold piece a day to dock. at the dry dock to store your ship.
Fucking A, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Well, like we just earned
but it is a
5,000.
big ass ship.
It is a big ass ship. We
It
did
is
just
a big
earn
ass ship.
a lot of money. I don't know why I'm bitching about a gold a day. We just got 5,000 gold for free.
It costs us like 30,000, so that's 30,000 days that we could potentially dock it up for the amount the ship cost.
Yeah, and you didn't have to buy any fuel to get you here, so
Bad. Okay.
Is
I'd ask the
yeah, I guess the dock master guy.
Hey, do you know where the lady of pain is?
Umber Dawn. Where is the Umber Dawn?
um it is a kind of like purplish maroon tinned hobgoblin that is like working the docks as the dock master, kind of getting you like signing your agreement and kind of giving you a receipt. What are you looking for again?
I pull out 3 gold.
Looking for the Umber Dawn.
And just set it on his notebook.
Alright, he just kind of closes the book, kind of puts it under his arm. Well, you're looking for them strange folk. They're up in the mountains, just at the foothills.
When you
They're
say
gone.
strange folk, what do you mean by that?
I know most people that come through these parts. Know the names, families. Myself, been here quite some time. You get to know one another. But them keep to themselves. Strange folk. Don't know how to describe it.
Isolationist clan amongst a tight-knit community. Lovely.
They say they're a group of hunters. Lots of rumors about what they be hunting.
They hunt vampires.
I've heard that one. Also say they hunt normal folk like you and myself.
I'm
Being
pretty sure
of
it's just vampires.
red skin and whatnot.
Oh, shit. Gary is talking about you.
You say you've been here and everybody knows everybody. Do the names Migosh and Rose mean anything to you?
My gosh, that's a strange one. I think I might have heard of a girl goes by the name of Rose. These parts. But I take it from your face, that's not who you're talking about.
You know, like, an old person who's been around forever, like, maybe a historian.
Not like this come through my dock. All I know is that I swear I've seen people go into those caves. Not but a wee child. Come out frail as they can be. Also seen strange folk I ain't never seen before come out of there. Know how they arrived. Didn't see him in town. Might have arrived in the dark of night. What to say? Strange. Some rumors say they're witches. What's your business asking about these folk?
Hello.
If you don't mind my asking.
We're looking to exchange information with them regarding a member.
Historical, I guess. Trying to understand the past, and they might have a key to it.
Oh, not my business standing in the way of anyone else's business. Can't speak to any of that, though.
Is there a place where we could like park an airship up there by them?
Trees get a bit thick. That's not more than a half-day's ride if you're feeling it.
Alright.
Oh, it's a quick jaunt if you fancy yourself a quick pilot, but the winds that come through here can be dangerous.
Would there be room for a motorcycle?
I forgot what we called them.
Steam cycles.
The steam cycles?
Steam cycle.
Steam cycle.
Oh. All them Warwishans, the fancy contraptions. Trail's good enough. Bit muddy this time of year, but with the snow melting all, but
I'd like to pay at least to have the airship parked here for 3 days.
take time, all the time you like.
Just in case. Alright.
Just make sure you bring back your receipt.
Can we have a copy of it?
You validate parking for the monastery?
I'm just giving you a hard time. I've got it in my notes.
Alright.
I'm gonna pull out 2 more gold.
If you happen to see 4 kobolds come off that ship, go inside, shout for a guy named Phasmus, tell him to contact us.
You are some strange folk traveling in the company of kobolds.
They shouldn't be much of an issue, but if they get off, they're fucking sneaky.
That's not what I've heard about kobolds. They're quite a handful.
These ones are
They're
mostly domesticated.
Tricksy and sneaky little bastards.
You ain't fucking wrong about that, man.
But
they're
they've got
not to
good
be
hearts.
harmed.
As long as they don't make a mess of me duck. Well, good.
Sounds
If
good.
they do, you just have them clean it up. They're pretty good about it, and if you need to, just tell them we'll bring them back something if they don't. Oh,
And
wait, no. We'll bring them back something if they clean up the dock.
maybe a charge, depending.
Yeah, we're good for it.
I mean, likes of that beauty sitting right there, I believe it.
Alright.
Alright, walk away. Somehow I feel like we got handled well and then got gypped at the same time.
It's like we're gonna come back and have to pay whatever rest of the freaking cargo run money to pay for the fixing of the docks.
He's just gonna like start destroying his own shit. Be like, oh no, the kobolds did it.
Yeah, you see the kobolds at the end, like coming down. It's like starting to come down the gangplank, all their gear and pots and pans and fashioned armor on.
Alright, stay back there. We'll come get you.
Like when?
Tomorrow. Just wait.
Wait for what?
We'll do big adventure.
You promise?
Yeah,
We need another cation.
I know. We're vacation after this one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Make sure the soup's ready when we get back.
Oh, soup
Oh,
be
don't-
ready.
Don't use any of the plants from your room.
Right.
Okay, one plant, that's all. One plant, 2 stones.
Yup, that's all we use.
Then just shrugs and walks away.
And then you're like, wait, did they use present tense? Okay. Get the steam cycles like unstrapped, fueled up, ready to go from inside. It is like an easy enough ride, especially with like the way that those steam cycles are configured. They do handle mud fairly well. It is just, overly rough terrain, and it's hilly but flat for the most part.
I feel like it's like me and Bill, and then everyone else on the other one. Kind of weight distribution.
Okay.
3.
Yeah, I mean, you normally like just ride wherever, so
We have 3 steam cycles, right?
I thought we only
Yeah.
had the 2 left.
No, we have
No,
3.
I have 3 of them.
Did we start with 4 and crash 1?
We started with 4 and crashed 1.
Oh, okay.
Crashed
Then
it
we
like
have 3.
immediately.
That was because of Archon.
Yeah. Alright, then I guess, yeah, I'll still take Bill.
I'll think
Levi.
Caro and Levi can have his own.
Yeah, I guess so.
And this is how we lose the other one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, didn't Levi crash too?
Okay. You make your way across the hills towards where the dockmaster.
I just want to say that
Goldrick.
I'll put enough coal to make it there and back easily. 'cause
I
we
mean,
bought a shit ton of coal.
it's an easy half day trip, like
Yeah.
both ways. On foot or by horse might be just a little bit longer, like most a day, but you could probably cut it down to, if you're moving, I'd say you guys do pretty good. It ends up only taking you a few hours. So instead of being like half day, it's maybe only about 4 hours. So you get in by morning into Yarmskull, and it's, maybe by noon you're arriving at this section, and there is like a small, I wouldn't call it an outpost necessarily, but that's about what it amounts to. There is a small cluster of buildings kind of leading up into like a stone, what almost looks like a mausoleum, just kind of like this small little pyramid that's constructed like with this massive open doorway kind of like cut into the side of the hillside as you kind of run up and into. And you get there, and as you get close, you can see a couple figures kind of like come out of the watch post that's watching the road and kind of stand in the road as you begin getting closer.
I'll just
Nope.
wave from a distance.
Yeah. I like slow down as to not like be crazy and stop before their border. Get off the bike, I guess.
Okay.
Alright, and here's the checkpoint.
I think Harrow would have gone with Levi on the motorcycle, on the steam cycle.
Good
Let's
call.
see here.
We don't want him either getting automatically shot or turning on us.
swear to God, I lost my notes.
Hmm.
That shit got so like out of order that I don't remember. God damn. It's here. Go. Yeah. There we go. Skipping past it. So you can see a couple strange individuals. What looks to be a human and another human with a little bit like more of an olive or maybe like golden kind of bronze skin. Their features are a little bit more angular and harsh. And surprising you, especially in this area of all places, this large kind of rotund figure. It looks like they're carrying like this massive backpack or bag like on their back, and they're very kind of like short and squat. And as you get closer, you realize, oh, it's a turtle, of all things. But you do recognize the one figure that's kind of like sitting off, like hugging the corner of the outpost tower as you arrive. That same kind of like brown gray cloak and kind of hidden features, but it's the gate that catches you like first. And then as they kind of like pull back the hood, you can see like the shining like implements and just kind of like mechanical menagerie that this person wears that you recognize as Fixer. This is one of the 3 individuals that was with Dez when you had met them with Phasmus at the Risen Reef. And see like the other 2 kind of like starting to gather an imposing kind of figure, and see Fixer just motion or say something. And the other 2 relax. Not a lot, but just enough for it to be visible as you get closer.
Our armor starts smoldering.
Make sure my hands are visible to them.
About to have an intimidation off.
I mean, we're not trying to surrender Levi.
And I'm making sure I don't frickin' give off any indication that I'm hostile. Lance, on the other hand.
So, I would say Levi
I'm
and
gonna
Harrow.
take a step in front of Levi. Just kind of block him.
So it's
with my
interesting.
body.
Like the 2, the turtle and the like very angular looking human, fixated on just your group as a whole. You see Fixer, and they're pun non intended, like fixated on Levi.
Mm-hmm.
We come to talk to the Mistress of Pain.
So, Rillo, ever seen a quarry just stroll up, turn themselves in? The turtle and the other humanoid figure kind of turned back. Not the one. Just kind of smirk back. There's a lot of like devoid of emotion. Like no shock, no anything. Like if they're feeling anything, it doesn't register. Like you very quickly get that these are trained killers. And the like persona that they put off, you know, like just goes and kind of feeds into that mysterious air surrounding like when you had met Ghost, Fixer, and Dez like on the Risen Reef.
For an appointment with the Mistress of Pain to show in good faith that we mean no harm and to fix this misunderstanding of a contract.
The turtle. Ready, Zidro? Just find yourself down in the belly of the beast. Be my guest. Fixer nods. The other one steps aside.
I'll head in with Levi right behind me and ready to protect him if somebody attacks him.
You don't see any overt movement towards weapons or like arcane manners like whatsoever, but they just watch. Just smirks on their face.
Why is she called the Mistress of Pain?
You ask.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
$14.
Fixer looks back, shrugs. Well, when you're born out of the abyss, all you know is pain. And we'll pick up there next week.
Shit. I suppose it's too late to say cold feet.
She's a fucking demon? Doesn't make any sense.
Homeboy at the docks did say Redskins went up there.
Johnny at the docks?
Maybe she is a devil.
Maybe she's your underling. Who knows?
No, the abyss is
That's
demons.
Guys, I have
Where's
terrible
devils?
news. I think
But
one of my
would they know
snakes.
the
Avernus.
difference?
Oh no.
I don't think so. Yeah, I went outside and it was on the
They're
ground.
like evil bounty hunter mercenary things. I feel like they would know the difference.
But the abyss could technically be demons or devils, right?
No.
It has to be demons from the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, generally speaking. Or aberrants.
Okay.
Depends on how far down you go.
Well,
So
we're
this
about
might
to find
end
out.
doubly bad for us then.
At least it's not dragons. That's the only thing that Bill will attack on sight.
Yes.
Demons and
Regret.
dragons and devils. This campaign
Oh
brought to
my.
you by the letter D.
That's funny.
And by the letter
I
3,
realized that.
Levi. 1.
One death. 2 deaths.
This'll be your third death. It's okay.
If it was day again, it would be 1 exhaustion. 2 exhaustion.
Ain't that the truth?
No, I want the cursed weapon that deals damage to me.
I mean, that
got
totally
knocked
would have helped.
unconscious 4 times last fight.
That totally would have helped with those bracers that would have done nothing because he wears armor.
I can't believe I nat 20'd that curse.
Dude,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
You're
I
fucking
can't.
god.
That's about
Legit
par for
loves
the
you.
course.
Yeah. Like, I feel like we would have TKO'd like
Classic.
19 times if it wasn't for the luck god. Like, legit watching out for us. Alright, Kyle, anything to say to
I
the
mean-
group?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, remember, Time War is your friend.
I mean,
Yep.
RNGesus be praised. And until then, we'll see you next time.
bye-bye. Bye-bye, y'all. Bye-bye.